Hey everyone, your host Nick here, and you're listening to the official podcast of 4PlayerNetwork.com. First, I want to remind you that we are a fully independent podcast, quite literally just a group of friends who have met once a week since 2008 to talk about video games. If you like our show, the best thing you can do for us is be active in our community. I recommend Discord. You can subscribe to our show, leave us a review on your preferred podcast service, or, if you're so inclined, bless us with your patronage on Patreon or Twitch. If you're new, all you need to know is this. We record these shows live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central on Twitch, and the audio version launches on all podcast services on Friday morning. Patreon and Twitch supporters will even get the show a day early on Thursdays. But if you want to know more about any of this, about what we do, or find all the important links you need, simply visit us at 4playernetwork.com. And that's it. This is the only ad you'll ever hear on this show. So, with that said, thank you for listening. Let's get started. With that, hey everyone, welcome to 4Player Podcast. Welcome to the year of our Lord 2024. This is our first show of the year, and it is also our 2024 Fantasy Critic League draft night. So joining me, with that in mind, we have the biggest roster of podcasters we've ever had on one single show. Brad Simons.
Year of the Dragon, baby.
Christopher Davis.
Good evening, everyone.
Edward Mitchell.
It's 7-Player Podcast now. We're rebranding.
Yep, we are rebranding. Nolan Hedstrom.
Hi.
Okay. And Crispy.
What's up? Let's go.
And Carlos. Carlos rounding out the night while playing Exoprimal.
Paying his penance for his crimes.
Paying his penance. So, like I said, welcome to the show, everybody. Again, this is our first show of the year, and we are kicking it off. Our new thing, obviously, for the preview show, we like to take a look forward at the year to come and talk about all the games that are coming out. So, in that spirit, we are kicking off our Fantasy Critic draft tonight, and we have 7 players this year. Last year we did 6. I don't know if we really need to spend a lot of time talking about the results from last year. If you want to hear that, go back and our last episode.
It dominated our 2023.
If you want to find out how that all shook out, go check out our last episode from 2023. But tonight, again, we have 7 people participating this year. Brad is in a second going to kind of go over what's changed and the rules and whatnot. But I also want to take this opportunity to let everybody know, if you weren't already aware, that we are going to be hosting some community leagues alongside our own this year, and they're going to be done primarily through Discord. We had about 20 people sign up for it, so we're doing 4 leagues of 5 players each. And the drafts, I'm putting those teams together now, and I think those are going to be kicking off. They're going to be doing all of their own individual drafts this coming weekend. So that's going to be fun to kind of keep track of throughout the year as well. But
and before we move on, I want to just throw in real quick. Osama bin Affleck in chat has just gifted us 20 subs to our various members.
Oh my God!
Thank you very much. It was very nice of you.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Osama bin Affleck.
Oh, that's also very cute there, Brad. What is that?
What is that?
A sub $50 plush.
Wow.
Oh, is that from Wargroove?
That was what was in the box?
Yeah.
It's Caesar's from Wargroove.
Oh, the puppy died.
Yeah, I know. The
A
puppy
sub $50
CEO, he's
plush.
so great. He's in Wargroove too.
Man, look at
He
that,
is.
Chris Davis. If you were wondering what was in the box, it was not a head. It was a cute plushie.
This is a distraction, but there's a great scene in Wargroove 2 where someone accuses the 2 guys that are with Caesar of doing whatever the fuck they want and pretending that the dog is telling them to. And it's like got really dark because they were like torturing someone. It was something else.
I played a lot of Wargroove 2, but only the roguelike mode.
Interesting.
All right, so let's get into it. Brad, I want to hand it over to you because you said you wanted to kind of go over some of the rules and what's
Fantasy
changed.
Critic, we've been here. Just real quick, if you're new to Fantasy Critic, it's like fantasy football style draft. The way it works is we're going with open critic scores. We go around the board. It's a snake draft, and we're drafting the games that we think will score the highest. If it's to score a point, it has to score over 70. Every point over 70 is 1 point, but if it hits 90, the points are doubled. So, a 95 on Metacritic or a 96 on Metacritic scores a lot better than 90, right? Because it's double points after 90. So that's that. We also do a thing called counterpicking at the end of our draft, which we are drafting 6 games each.
Everybody pay close attention.
We have
to
2
part.
counter picks each. Now, a counter pick is something you have to do. It's not meant to be something pleasant. You have to find which games you think will score the worst, because every point over 70 is a point you lose. So you're looking to counter pick games that you think might score poorly or might not come out at all, because if you draft
Clarify.
a game that does not ship in 2024, you get 0 points. It's a 70.
Clarify, you're counter picking games that are drafted by other players in the league.
Yeah,
so
other players.
that's why we do it
locks
last.
in their picks, which means they can't drop them later. Now, I want to be clear here. There are some new changes to this year, and this actually kind of affects those sorts of things. The first big thing, and I would say the big thing for this year, is that we are all going to have the opportunity to purchase a super drop. Now, a super drop, I found out, can drop anything, even if that game was counterpicked. Now, let me explain. You have to buy it for $40, and if you want to do it, you have to buy it and use it before July 1st. It has to be in the first half of the year. So you can't wait till the end of the year and drop a game. Now, a super drop means you can drop a game after it has come out and scored. So, for example, last year, Nick could have dropped Redfall after release. So it's a very, very valuable thing, on potentially, even if you don't have like a really bad game, but it is going to cost you $40. I think it might really change up the strategery when it comes to bidding on stuff after the draft, because while we're each drafting 6 games tonight, we will also be able to bid on 6 more games to fill out our 12-game roster throughout the year. We will each have $100 to do so, and that is a sort of it's called public bidding, but we'll go into those details like in later podcasts where we will be covering more Fantasy Critic. But just know that our lists are going to be more than just the 6 that we are drafting tonight. Now, so that's one big change, is we each have this purchasable super drop. Now, I want to be clear here, because I thought that a counter pick prevented a super drop, but it doesn't. You can actually use your super drop on a game that was counter picked. Now, the person who did the counter picking still has that counter pick. So if I draft a game that ends up getting delayed, and I decide to, or if I draft a game that it gets counter picked and it ends up getting delayed, or I just don't want it anymore, I can buy and use the super drop, but the person who counterpicked it still has that. So we'll still get the 0 points, which again, for a counterpick, is good. It's actually very rare to gain points on a counterpick. It only happened once last year with Exoprimal, which you're seeing on screen now. So to be clear, that might change kind of the risks you take, because you could potentially purchase a super drop, but it might also be good to save it for a game that might just unpredictably go awry.
Yep.
So that's the other big thing. There are going to be some changes as far as like restrictions this year. We are allowing games that are currently in early access to be drafted, but they have to hit 1.0. They have to hit 1.0 in the year 2024. We are also not allowing games that already, if it is in early access and it already has a score, we are not allowing those to be drafted.
Yes, I already know of one game that I wanted to draft that unfortunately has one review on Open Critic. So
what is it?
I mean, it is kind of a dumb thing,
Should I say what the game is?
Year with Baldur's Gate,
someone can bid on it, so sure.
You don't have to say it, but I mean, it doesn't matter.
Outlast Trials.
Oh yeah.
It has a score on Open
That was
Critic.
Cool. Damn.
Yeah.
So off the board. So the thing that we're doing differently, and this is going to be sort of self-policed by each other, is we are only allowing, during our 6-person draft tonight, you can only have one early access game on your list. The other thing that came up is remakes. Now, last year we allowed remakes and we allowed partial remakes. There was some hubbub about what we should do this year, but it's actually going to be the same. Remasters are not allowed. Remakes are. There was issues about whether we should allow partial remakes, and I think we had made the decision to not allow them. But after a lot of conversation and realizing that there is literally only one partial remake even on the hundreds of games list on Fantasy Critic, that we're probably just going to allow.
And to be clear, the hubbub that arose from it was basically around the idea that what happens if you bid on or you draft a remake and then later on Fantasy Critic decides to change the tag and consider it a partial remake, which means if we ban partial remakes, we're not going to worry about it.
Now, if a remake is changed to a remaster, which is super, super unlikely, then yeah, we'll address that when we come to it, but that's not going to happen.
Right.
Because those lines are much clearer than remake and
also there's going to be
I also want to add that we are only allowing for one remake as well / partial remake during this 6-game draft. So those are the two self-policing things that we are going to make sure no one picks up 2 of, and we have to make sure we
Final
catch
Fantasy
that.
VII Rebirth does not count as a remake.
So that's the last thing I want to say. Yeah. It's a reimagining. It's not a remake. So you can pick up Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I'm sure someone will, and still pick up a regular ass remake. It doesn't count. It's a reimagining.
And there's no rule on you have to draft one early access game, right? It's just
you don't have to do anything.
It's just a limit.
Now,
it's just a limit.
Did you do the tag where you have to have at least by the end of the year? I think it's 2 new game franchises.
You have to have 2 new IPs on your list by the end of the year.
You don't have to do that tonight.
Yeah,
right.
Okay. It might happen naturally, but if you don't have it those on your list tonight, you don't have to worry about it. Also,
finally, it's a small thing. One tag change from last year, I guess, is that we are not allowing games that have been released internationally are not going to be eligible to be drafted tonight. That tag has been added for this year for the ineligibility list. RIP Falcom games, but really, it didn't really affect too many things. Mostly smaller Japanese games and Falcom games. So, can't draft, the new Trails game.
All right. So with that, before we get started in the actual draft picks, the first thing we have to do is decide the order. Now, I've been putting this off because it could be fun to see how this shakes out. Live on the stream, on the podcast. Famously last year, Nolan was first draft pick and, picked up Tears of the Kingdom. So the first pick is a pretty big deal.
This year, it's less good, I think. But
so this is going to be an interesting year, I think, because going into the draft last year, 1, we didn't really know what we were doing last year. 2, I think there were not a ton, but there were quite a few that were like really obvious choices. I feel like it's going to be a little trickier this year. Obviously, also we have more players than we did last year, so it's going to be interesting.
So real quick, I could have sworn that we had originally agreed that the order would be in reverse order of who won.
We discussed it as a possibility.
You were actually here in the recent conversation about Fantasy Critic. It's random.
We discussed
We added Ed. We can't do that. It's random.
We discussed it, and we decided, especially since we have an extra player this year, it wouldn't be fair to him. So we're just going to do another randomly generated order. I am about to do this here live on the feed. I don't really know what happens when I hit this green button, so we're going to find out.
It's blue screen.
Okay, here we go. Right. Are we ready? Are you ready to find out?
Do it.
Wait, do
the entire next year of our lives is about to be decided by a click.
Okay. It has been determined. You might need to refresh.
Hold on, he's got to do a CAPTCHA.
I'm trying to figure out how.
List.
Well, no, I'm trying to figure out how it. It says it's picked. I just don't know. Oh, is that the order?
I think that's
at the very top. At the top of the standings. Okay.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
No, that's the order that we all signed up in.
See, that's
no. I signed up like 3rd.
Yeah, and Brad did it like 5th. So Brad is okay. So here's the order.
Are you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking?
I don't want to.
No. Do it again. What?
I want to see it. How do I see it? What are you looking at?
It's just the order that's in the standings, Brad.
You're just on Fantasy Critic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not looking at the stream.
I was, but yes, if you look at Fantasy Critic for our league, you can see it there too.
Can I? Because Nolan had a good idea. He's like, can you run the thing 3 times and pick whatever the 3rd one is? And I'm trying to figure out if that's still an option.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine.
It is. I can do it. Are y'all okay doing that? Doing like 3 rolls?
I say the 3rd roll.
Wait. You can't.
Hey, I brought
already
this
seen
up
it.
earlier. But that's fine, Brad. If we did 3 anyway, we could see all 3. But I brought earlier, hey, you could randomize it, or you could randomize it multiple times, and we pick a number, and that's the number we go with before we start. And I said
still think
we
that
should do
has
it
to be
3
decided.
times.
I think that has to be decided by all of us before we see an order, right?
I mean,
Right?
okay, just because you like the order you see, Brad,
I don't like this
now
order.
all of a sudden he doesn't want to change it. This was always a suggestion.
Okay, okay, Brad, you're gonna veto this idea, but this was discussed. I'm sorry if you weren't paying attention, but it is something we discussed before the.
What did we agree on? I'll go with whatever we agreed
We
on.
agreed that we didn't know it was an option. Nick
Listen.
said he didn't think you could roll it multiple times, and we decided that since we were going via Fantasy Critic for the randomizer, we were going to do whatever it enforced us to do.
To be fair, when we said we were talking about doing this, it was when we were discussing doing it outside of Fantasy Critic with a random number generator, and that's what we were going to do. And then we decided we're going to do it with their built-in one. So we'll keep it. But I don't want to hear anyone calling shenanigans because I'm first.
Oh, fucking nanigans. Shenanigans.
Oh,
Shenanigans. You guys don't know how to even use a fucking like random number generator. Like,
Y'all, it's random underneath the covers.
Yes. Okay.
Shenanigans.
Okay. So here's the order we're going with.
Protest.
And I'm going to mention our team names while I say this because we had to come up with new team names. I'm first. I am first, and my team name is Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Well, that's not what it originally was, though, Nick. You fucked the lineup, and I can't believe, as a Bourne fan, you fucked the lineup.
I did. I was also doing it yesterday in the middle of arguing vehemently with Brad, in Discord. So let's not slow this down any more than it already has been. Brad, who is Team Spice, is second.
Spice.
Nolan is Venture Industries. He's third.
Oh man.
Carlos is fourth with They fucked me good. I get fucked daily, and yet I've never been fucked like this before. That's his team. Fifth is Chris Davis with C-Tech Astronomy Institute. I don't know what that is. Ed will be going sixth with Genesis Games. And Crispy, I'm sorry, is last. But here's the
Shenanigans.
No, because Crispy was last year, and I feel really bad about that.
I don't like this. I don't like any of this.
Crispy. Reminder: there are no Tears of the Kingdoms this year, so there's not any sure wins. You get two picks before anyone else. You are not in a bad place at all.
I'm gonna crush you.
I'm
gonna kill you all.
So for those listening at home, it is a snake draft, meaning we go from first to sixth, and then sixth gets to pick again, and then it's reverse order. So even though I'm first, I get the first pick and the 12th pick. Or no, I know how to do math. 14th. I get the 14th pick.
Holy all right, Nick. Fuck. What are you drafting? Let's go.
I don't like
oh my God in heaven. So
you probably thought about what the first pick thing is on your list more than anything on your list. You got
yeah, you have.
Lock it in. Let's do it.
Of course. Okay, so can they see everything, Chris? Is it updating in real time, or you have to refresh it every time?
It should. I don't know, but I can just press F5. So
okay. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. So guys,
rip the Band-Aid off.
I can't do this to myself again, but I'm going to. I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh my God!
This motherfucker!
Oh my God! What an idiot! He's so dumb. Okay,
after how mid a Final Fantasy game was last year, he's picking another Final Fantasy game.
No, I think this is maybe top pick.
This is going to score way better.
You're crazy.
This is a very different game.
Nick, you're fine.
And honestly, Final Fantasy 16 obviously did fine, but I was disappointed in its performance. But that's just me. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my first pick for the night, and now it's turned over to Brad.
I don't like it.
Don't do it, motherfucker. Don't you fucking dare do it.
I'm Team Spice this year, y'all.
Do it.
In the name, Team Spice.
Do it.
This is some fucking bullshit.
And no, it is not updating in real time.
Are you ready?
Promise.
you gotta tell me what it is because I gotta plug it in.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
No.
Take it.
Oh my god!
You're gonna do that to Carlos? That is so mean.
Somebody
Do
better
what to Carlos? He didn't own the game.
Somebody better counterpick that again.
Go for you. Please counterpick Silk Song. Please.
All right.
Throw away your league. I want to see you try.
Yeah, right.
All right. So we are okay. Well, never mind. Let's keep going. Nolan.
What do you got, Nolan?
What's your first pick?
That's
I think I know what Nolan's gonna go. I think I know which way.
Do
Nolan's
you?
gonna go. I think, but I
Do
could
you?
obviously I could be wrong.
What does that mean? I want to hear what Nick's. No, we can't hear.
Well, I'm not going to tell you until he tells me what it is. But in fact, I pulled it up because it gives you a list of like most of the top available games, right? Just in random order. The game that I'm thinking of is the first game on this list.
What does Fantasy Critic say?
The problem is the first two games that have been picked so far were the first two on my list.
Oh, you like the big good games too?
They weren't even on my list.
Ed's getting excited.
Yeah,
I'm ready, y'all.
Look, Ed, we were all where you are right now last year, and then everybody picks all of our games, and it all falls apart.
Nope.
You're gonna be there. It's gonna happen to you too.
I'm ready.
All right, I gotta go Dragon's Dogma 2.
Damn it.
Of course you would.
I hope it fucking sucks. I hope you choke on it.
Great choice.
All right, there you go, Nolan. You
I hope
got
Dragon's Dogma fucking dies.
Lots of Things World. I think it's a good pick.
I hope it dies a coward's death.
Okay. I know you don't believe that.
I'm so excited for that game.
I need.
Carlos, you're up. What's your first pick tonight? Carlos?
Like a dragon, infinite wealth.
Like a motherfucker.
Okay.
Good pick.
All right.
Good pick.
Okay, this is the first one I actually had to type in because it's not at the top.
So
of the
far,
list.
these were all first rounds for me.
Dude, that was my number
Me
4
too.
game.
Me
See,
too.
the fact that you already had a ranked list means you are actually more prepared than I am tonight. All right,
Chris, what do you got?
Chris Davis.
Okay.
What's your Mortal
All right.
Kombat this year?
No, we're not doing that until the second or third round. All right. You know what? I'm gonna start with my heart. Unicorn Overlord.
Man.
What?
Wow.
Unicorn
that's
Overlord.
Chris Davis.
I like that choice.
Bring in the
I like that choice.
Chris Davis energy. I like it.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
First round, I don't know, but
European
hey.
Sentinels did
This
very
is
well.
gonna be a good year.
I just think you gotta trust in Vanillaware.
That also is the first new game franchise pick of the night. So you've already filled one of your required slots. Congratulations on your pick there, Chris Davis.
No one cares about that. We'll all get
all right, Ed, you're up. What is your first pick?
In the first round,
Oh shit!
Genesis Games drafts Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
Okay.
Guys,
Okay, he's here to
please.
play. He's here to play. He's here to
This
play.
motherfucker.
Ed's here
Oh
to
my
play.
god!
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator
Wait,
that came out in
does that kind of
2020
like
had
an annualized
had an
franchise?
open critic score of
It's
92.
not an annualized franchise.
Yeah, it's not annualized.
So many people talking at once.
Microsoft Flight Simulator that came out in 2020 or 2021 had an open critic score of 92.
Yep. Hey, I had a
It
first
is
round
the
pick
second,
as well.
the second
In fact-
highest on my list.
If anyone here didn't have that as a first round potential, then they're not playing the game.
I thought Chris was going to get it for sure, but he went with his heart. The fool.
Well, I mean,
absolute
it's Chris Davis.
fool.
It's Chris Davis. Our league would be boring without Chris Davis.
I feel like this just
All right.
shows us that Ed
Oh, you
does
have
do-
no idea what I have planned, Brad. You have no fucking idea.
Ed clearly plays.
Oh, you're wearing a
like,
hat?
fantasy-
I'll wear a fucking hat.
Ed clearly plays fantasy football. All right,
Is it a
Crispy,
Master Chief hat?
you get 2 picks tonight, Crispy. What are you starting with?
God help me. My first.
We're already at
Draft
the end. We
pick.
didn't skip anybody.
No, that was the first.
Yeah, Crispy's got 2 now.
7 games.
Honestly, I like it.
Jesus.
I think
fucking
last is good.
Christ.
2 picks. 2 picks is strong.
Here we go.
Last year he got Diablo and Street Fighter.
Oh,
Tekken 8.
Tekken 8.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Great choice.
Okay.
And then for my
Was
second
actually
pick,
not not on my list originally.
Okay, dumb. That's fine.
Did you change your team name? No, you
Huh?
didn't. Nothing. Never mind.
He did.
Oh, he did. Okay, because now it says your team name is Accidental on Top of the Sheets, Fully Clothed Midday Naps.
Yeah, what did you
You
say
ne-
it was?
You never read it out loud, by the way.
Oh, I did?
Yeah,
Because on
No,
mine
you
it says...
you skipped mine.
Oh,
Yeah, you
fuck.
did.
You're right,
Yeah,
I
you
did. No,
piece
yours
of
was like...
shit. You piece of fucking shit. Put me in last place. Don't even read my fucking name. I see what y'all think of me. I'm the fucking Cleveland Browns of this league, I guess, huh? Okay. I can deal with that.
Who are the Cleveland Browns?
What?
Okay, that's a joke. What's your second pick?
You fucking dumbass motherfucker. I fucking hate you, Nick. Fucking wish bad things happen to you. My second pick, oh god, I feel sick to my stomach, but I'm gonna take Princess Peach Showtime.
Oh, man, I was thinking about that one. It's off the board. Okay,
right,
Princess...
Where we at?
let me
Where we at?
refresh
Who
the
we at?
page
Who
real
we
quick.
at? Snake
The-
draft. So it's
Snake
reversed.
So
draft.
far,
It's
6
me.
things
Back
from
to
my list
Ed.
have been removed.
It's
back to Ed.
me.
Mine too. That's my
So I am pausing a little bit to make sure this game that I want to draft is on the list. I have a feeling that it's not.
Wait, DM Nick. Wait.
DM Nick.
Wait. This is an unannounced game?
It is not an unannounced game.
But
So
it's
what-
not on
but
the
is
list.
but I don't see the game that I'm doing, so I'm putting it
Well,
in, and then
just say
we
it,
can add
because
it later.
if you don't, because it can be added.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing
okay.
it right now. You can draft as well. So, in the second round, Genesis Games drafts the Planet Crafter.
The planet what?
Oh no,
The
he's going
Planet
weird
Crafter.
PC shit.
Wait,
Somebody has been Googling best early access games of 2024.
Brad.
Nope, I had my eye on this last year.
Sorry. You say it one more time because Brad kept talking over the second word.
The Planet Crafter. I just put it in. It's in. It's Nick. I already have it in.
It did sound like you said crapper.
Crafter.
Oh, so I don't have to do it? You can actually draft
No,
your
you
own?
don't have to do it. You can draft your own.
Oh.
I didn't know that. Where do you go to do
I see
that?
it there now.
When it's your turn, there's a button where currently it's blue for everyone but Chris. There's a button that the bar turns green, and there's a button that says draft game.
Oh, then I don't need to be doing all y'all's work.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't if
Well,
I can if
I'm
you
not.
need me to.
I'm not logged in here. I got.
Oh, I had to refresh the page. Oh.
It worked for me without refreshing, but
Nerds. Okay.
all right. That
There we go.
means that
The Planet
Chris is up.
Crafter. Yep.
Which Chris? Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
Chris
Okay.
Davis, right?
All right.
Are you gonna? First of all, are you gonna do your own drafting, or do you want me to do it for you?
Please do it for me because I have to
Okay.
manage this broadcast.
Yeah, he's busy.
You got
Okay.
it. She said.
All right.
I'm gonna throw up.
I mean, that's the idea, right?
Come on, unannounced Injustice game. Do it.
No, we're not doing that yet. We're gonna do Metaphor Refantasio.
Great. Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. I like it.
Good pick.
I
good
like
pick.
it. I like
Director
it.
of the last 3 Persona games.
All right. Damn. And you both of your first picks, new game franchises.
I like it.
Look at that.
I like
Most
it.
of my
Going hard
list
on
is
the
pretty much new game
Japanese.
franchises.
Japanese
Great.
games. I like it. I like it. I
Great.
like it.
Uh,
Who's up?
great
Who's up?
choice,
Who's up?
Chris.
Nolan, are you doing it, or do you want me to do it?
Oh, I'm doing it?
Oh no.
I mean,
thought-
I'm asking.
No,
you.
I thought
it's-
Carlos was next.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Carlos is next.
Carlos.
You'll have
Fuck.
to do it for me. I got my hands full.
Almost. Oh my god.
That's what she said.
Ultra Kill.
Oh.
Okay. Wait, hang on. We gotta check. That's early access.
Yeah.
No.
Trust me.
Yeah.
It's
Does it
early
have a
access.
review yet?
No, it does not.
Oh, that
It is
does
not
not.
showing up in. It's not showing up in Open Critic, so it's okay.
Yeah, it actually.
Ooh, this
Fantasy
motherfucker.
Critic-
The counter picker becomes the picker.
Fantasy
You
Critic will
piece of
actually
shit.
swap the tag out with already scored if there's a score on it. So
Oh.
you can tell pretty quick. All right. So Carlos got. So Carlos
Chris
got
put that as a
Ultra Kill.
band tag.
I counterpicked it last year because I knew it wasn't come out. I knew it wasn't going to come out last year, but I know it's coming out this year.
I was thinking about that one. I was thinking about sniping that one, but first place obviously made that impossible. So we are moving kind of quickly. Should we say anything about these games at all? I mean,
We'll say there'll be more to say later when shit gets
Yeah.
dicey. Honestly, we know.
okay.
What these
So
all
here's
are.
the deal.
These are all
We can
given.
also let's wait till the end of this round, and then we can have a little break in
Yeah.
discussion.
Can
Also, we
I
don't need a break. We've been going for half an hour.
can I
Okay.
also request that
That's what she said.
we get so community member Pioche evidently created a really good list.
Yes,
Can
he
that
did.
get posted in the Twitch chat for them to read as well?
Well, we don't want
it
them
is.
reading off all these games. You know.
Well, so we've got community drafters that's going to be happening, but also like
Yeah.
I haven't seen this list and I kind of like to look
mean,
at it.
We can post it. It's not a big deal. I just
Good
did
luck
it.
Thank you, Ed.
glancing through 800 games.
Yeah, I mean, but there's notes there, like just so people can
Yeah.
kind of get an idea about what
Yeah,
the
you're
games
right.
are.
You're right.
Real
By
quick.
the way, he puts in so much work to the.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
not a doc on the internet that's more thorough than this. It's absurd.
So
Thank
I
you,
just want you to know,
Pioche.
shout out to Pioche for not only putting together the list, but he showed me the list. It was like a week or two ago, and I looked at it and I was like, this is a fantastic list. The only thing I wish it had was like links to trailers, and now the fucking
Oh
thing
my
is full
God.
of trailers.
You put that much work on him, Nick, without even really realizing that he has 700 plus games.
I offered to even help him do that, and he was like, "No, I got it."
I asked him if
And
he
he
was
just
going to
did
be
it.
playing this year, and he said no because this is pretty much a full time.
All right, this is enough waiting period for Nolan. What do
All
you
right.
got for us, Nolan?
Oh no. I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Dude, I'm so fucking scared.
I know.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Oh
Yes.
no.
I just want to make sure that I understand the rules that we set. Remakes, we've decided we can only pick one today,
one
though,
during the
correct?
draft.
During the
Yeah,
draft.
so later on in the future, I could pick a different one.
Correct.
Yes. Oh no.
I think I know what he's thinking.
I know what he's
where he's
thinking.
going.
Do it.
I don't
Do
know
it,
if
Nolan.
you do.
I think I do, but go ahead. Surprise me. I'm gonna throw up.
Are you?
Fuck.
Are you drafting it for yourself, or do you want me to? do
Yeah,
it?
I am, and I'm just. I want to, but I don't want to. Fuck it. All right, I'm gonna do it because it was the first one I ever played.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I fucking knew it, Nolan. I fucking knew it.
Dude, I wanted to go with a different one, but because we can only pick one today, I gotta snag Persona 3 Reload before someone else does.
Oh,
That was my first Persona game. I can't not do it.
I hope it gets canceled.
I drafted it. So if you
Cancel. Doesn't that
refresh,
come
you'll
out
see
like
it.
soon?
Yeah,
It comes out
in
in
few
like a
months.
month.
Yeah.
That's
Like a month from today.
That's a good
That-
fucking pick.
I knew if I didn't pick it now, someone else was going to.
Yeah, totally.
You're right. Probably me right after you.
See that was the thing was I was jumbling between choosing Persona 3 and Metaphor. So
All right, Brad, am I drafting for you, or you?
You're drafting for me. You will be
Okay.
drafting for me for the rest of the night.
Oh.
I am going with the other one he was probably thinking of, and it's going to be picked up too. I'll just go ahead and say it. I'm going to do the 1,000-Year Door remake.
God damn it.
Alrighty.
You're up, Nicholas.
And now I get two picks because I'm at the opposite end
Yes.
of the draft. Okay. So there we go. Brad has. Now I have to. Okay. Now it's suddenly.
Kind
Now
of
it's
weird that
suddenly
the guy that set this all up went first.
It's kinda
Strange. Strange how that
Weird.
happens.
It feels bad. The Saint draft feels bad until you realize you're back to having two picks again. Yeah. Damn it.
Fuck.
But there's
Oh,
still a lot
man.
of juicy shit on the fucking board.
It is.
There is. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Which?
Say it, Nick. Vote with your
Which-
heart.
I'm
Vote.
dude.
Pick with
That's
your
like-
heart.
That's like all I do. Okay.
Pick
No. Actually, you know
with
what?
your
You know what?
heart.
Oh, do I want to do it? Do I want to? I get two picks. I could.
You get two
Okay.
picks. Say two games or we'll kill
While
you.
Nick's thinking, I went to go grab my Persona 3 FES case that I bought. I still have the receipt in the box.
Nice.
You can see that I brought it from Sears. I got to turn off my
oh my god.
my background. I bought it from Sears. Oh, I didn't save.
The
still
children
have-
don't know what Sears is.
Right? Here's my receipt. Purchased from Sears Willowbrook Mall, Houston. And you can see the purchase date. I don't know if that'll zoom in on that. It was January 8th, 2009.
Nice.
Was when I purchased.
I'm amazed you can still
Persona
read
3
that paper.
FPS. Yeah, I mean, it's just been in the case the whole time. I just put the
No,
receipt in there.
Yeah, hasn't been exposed to a lot of air, right?
Yeah.
Or moisture.
Also,
Alright.
like, it was a good while before they actually switched to thermal paper. So, like, yeah, it'll last.
All right,
All right, Nick, what do you got?
I think I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to surprise Brad with this one a little bit, I think.
No, you don't. You're just playing the numbers.
If you
and
say
that's fine.
something,
you're not going to
I
surprise
think
me.
Brad's only response should be you don't know what you're doing.
Also, say them.
Yeah.
Stop hinting and say
Okay,
them.
well, just before I say this, I am interested in playing this game. I just want you to
Oh
know
my
that.
god! I already know
God,
what you're gonna
this
pick,
motherfucker.
and that's
Say it.
fine. Just say it.
I'm going to pick Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
Ooh.
That's not what I was expecting.
That's
Oh,
not what I
wow.
expected.
Oh, hey, that comes out
Wow.
early February.
Very quickly.
Looks extremely promising, and is a very popular pick.
Is that remake?
Although that did come out in Japan, like, what, a year or
No,
two
it
ago?
didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
It did
No,
not?
didn't. No, it didn't.
Okay.
Another Grand Blue came out.
Yeah.
This is the big RPG that they've been working on forever. Platinum helped them out early on. If you look up some footage, it looks ridiculous.
It
All right.
does.
I feel
So
like
now
there's a
I-
big one on the table here that you know what? I'll shut up.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
of course.
whatever one you're thinking of, Brad, I'm avoiding.
Oh, well, we have no idea what we're talking about.
Wow. I don't know. If you're thinking of the same one
Let's
I'm
be
thinking
quiet.
of,
Nick
Nolan.
says the other game. I know you know the other game.
I mean, there's
All right.
there's a lot of other games on here that I think.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
So
certainly true.
So I'm gonna be honest. I'm playing this game just for the reaction that I got from all you when I said the Planet Crafter. The fact that like almost no one knew what that game.
no, but that's the scary shit, man.
Love it.
That's
The
Mwah.
scary shit.
I had that game on my
The
wish
easy
list on
92s
Steam.
because the only people who are going to play that are we already know it's amazing because it's early access, and the only people who are going to play and review it are PC game people. And
fuck me dead. Okay.
there's
God.
that's the it's an against the storm. I get it. I know
Yes.
what you're doing. Ed.
I played against the storm. I tried to
I
draft
know,
it.
and
You
it's
guys
a
wouldn't let me.
92 or 93 on Open Critic.
The scary thing is after this next choice I'm about to make, I only have 3 left.
What?
That's all right,
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah,
This
we
moves.
we should
There's a
do
lot. There's a lot to sort through here. But I think this one is probably a bit more of a pick from the heart kind of thing. Let me see it. Okay, I am
Pick
going to
from the
draft
heart.
Hellblade 2.
Good pick. Good pick. That was the big one. I was
Nice.
wondering if someone was going to pick up.
I'm
Oh,
worried
that-
about that one.
We
that's-
should be
that's-
quiet. We do have counter picking later, so let's not go
Yep.
too much
Yep.
into our
That's true.
our
That's
feelings.
true.
All right.
I mean,
Uh, Brad.
good pick. I'm mad I missed that one.
Chris,
It's
can
a
you
good one.
refresh
It's a good
the stream page?
It was doing it automatically, but I
Yeah, I
guess
know. It's just not
doing
showing it now. It's just not showing it now.
All right, Brad.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're good now.
Show us what you got.
Back to Brad.
All those are gone, huh? All right.
Nope.
I am going to go with. You're right after me, Nolan.
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Interesting.
I had my
Uh,
next pick lined up. There's no delay. As soon as Brad picks, I'm ready.
Interesting.
Unless he steals it. I
Um,
think I know. I think I know what it's going.
No.
We need a draft clock. Come on.
Yeah,
All
right.
right. Yeah, I kind of. You just want to get to
Shot
your
clock.
pick,
Come on.
Mr.
Come on.
Last
Come on.
Place.
Come on.
all
Come on.
right?
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Fucking A.
Stop it. You're stressing me out.
Straight for the
5
throat.
minutes, right? Draft clock is like 5 minutes, right?
That Grand Blue
Um,
pick was not on my radar, Nick. So
I am
congratulations.
going to go with a game. This is a pick from the heart. I'm just going to get it over with now. I want to do World of Goo 2.
World
Nice.
of-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Totally.
That
Great
was
choice.
not my next pick, but it's a few down. But yeah, it was on my
Truly,
it was on my
the
list,
first game
too.
was a game I love. Truly a game I
Oh.
love. So
fantastic
Very,
game.
very inspired pick. All right, Nolan.
inspired, huh?
Let's see it.
All
Let's
right,
see it.
there's no delay on
I think I
on
know
my
what this
pick.
is.
Let's just say it.
Why is it not? Oh, I'm trying to. Oh, because you have to manually. You have to manually press. All right, it's been drafted. I don't know if it's going to refresh on Chris Davis.
There it
I knew
is.
The lucky
There
square.
it is.
Yeah.
The racist game is here.
The racist
It
one.
was. It's probably one of the reasons I didn't win last year because it got
Didn't drop.
delayed.
Yeah.
The
If
dog
it would not have
whistle
been
is real.
delayed, I think I would have had a lot more points.
I don't disagree. That is a very good pick. All right.
We did say the name of the game out loud, right?
Yeah,
we did.
Plucky Squire.
Plucky Squire.
Racist Squire.
I mean, I can't
joke
tell
alive.
chat to stop saying the names of games, but I kind of wish people in chat would stop saying the names of games.
Dude, that was
before
last
they get
year.
drafted.
Multiple times last year, I was like, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck!"
Please discuss the games. Discuss the games we've already drafted.
Yeah.
We don't want hints, or we don't want you giving hints to other people when we have some of these games on our lists.
All right.
You think we don't?
Carlos. Carlos, what's your next pick?
I know y'all do, but
I'm like torn between
maybe not
two.
everyone.
While Carlos is thinking, I'll riff for a second to give him a few more seconds to think. While that similar thing happened last year, where Prince, I believe, in chat last year was like, "Man, I'm so surprised no one's picked Pikmin 4 yet." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And I was so anxious because we're still like 5 picks in between my next one and where I was. Thankfully, no one got it. It got me 18 points. It wasn't 88. And I was like,
Pikmin
"That was the next one,"
honestly
and Prince is in chat talking about it, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Better than I thought. That was a 4th round pickup for you, by the way, Nolan.
Carlos, shot clock.
Frostpunk
Carlos.
2.
Good pick.
Nice.
Good
What did
pick.
he say?
This motherfucker.
What did he say?
No, Frostpunk 2.
Which is
I
the
almost
next
said it.
one on my list.
I almost
This
said it.
fucking bitch.
And it was on someone else's list too.
You know what's funny about that? I'm keeping track on my spreadsheet as well, and I accidentally put Carlos down for Frostpunk 2 because Like a Dragon is the row below it. So I just predicted the future.
Wow. Ed Stradamus over
Ed
here.
knows
All right.
fucking magic. Okay.
Speaking of Ed Stradamus, wait,
No.
It's your turn.
It's Chris Davis next.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
I look forward to Chris
Y'all
Davis
ready for
picks
the
more than
unhinged?
anybody.
Pick?
Give us that unhinged shit.
Come on.
This is not unhinged. This is relatively sane.
You said
and
it'd be in the
Chronicles.
3rd round. You said you would do something unhinged in the 3rd round. You should do it.
No, I said 3rd or 4th round, and 4th round
You
is
said
when I
or
plan to do
3rd,
the insane
actually.
shit. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, Moon Studios, No Rest for the Wicked.
It's not
Oh.
coming
That's a
out
mistake.
this year.
That's a mistake.
That ain't no mistake,
Ed?
Monfrere.
We all have counterpicks later. If you believe it's a mistake, then
Wait, why
love
are you
it.
saying it's a
Take the
mistake? I'm
it doesn't
legitimately
matter, it's already
curious.
been picked.
I-
Quiet,
nope.
quiet.
Guys, I'm not
Everybody
talking
stop.
about it.
We'll have these discussions during our counter picks.
What has happened?
I think
No
the
rest
game
for
looks
the wicked.
incredible.
It does.
Continue,
It does look
Ed.
incredible.
Ed, right?
I'm
I'm gonna stop saying the order because I don't want to do the order out of order and screw up
Yeah,
the draft.
I am next.
You literally can't.
In the 3rd round, right? 3rd round.
Yes.
Genesis Games drafts Rise of the Ronin.
Haha! I knew that. I knew
Good pick,
someone would take
good
that
pick.
eventually.
Good answer. Good answer. Good
They're
answer.
Elden
Yeah.
Ring. They're Elden Ring.
Do you think that's their Elden? You think that's their Elden Ring?
Well, it's open world. It's their first open world Souls game.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, sorry, it didn't. I did the same thing no one did. You had to click the button. You
Oh
don't
my
have to
God.
do that when you type it in. So that messed me up.
Crispy gets 2 picks.
All right,
Yep.
Crispy.
My 3rd pick is Black Myth Wukong.
Ooh,
Nice.
damn it.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
I
All right.
like
That-
doing 2 picks.
You
in a
didn't choose
row.
my next game. Good answer.
I
Good
want to
answer.
be first
Good
or last, honestly.
Okay, and your second? Oh no! Did he freeze again, or is he just
No, he
thinking?
didn't. He's thinking.
Wait, maybe he's frozen.
He's
No, I can
not
see the-
frozen.
I can
He's
see the
thinking.
I saw a
flashing.
flicker.
I see the flickers.
He's just fucking with you.
Dude, I am going to pick the video game Avowed.
Ah,
Nice,
okay.
nice,
Damn
nice,
you.
nice.
Damn
Obsidian.
you.
that sounds like Chris Davis had his eye on that one. All right, nicely done. All right, we're back to Ed.
To me.
Ah,
Oh
it's
boy.
kinda scary.
Ed's here to play.
Oh man. I think. In the 4th round, Genesis Games drafts Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Woo! Lots
Okay.
of good buzz on that
All right.
one.
And then you're going to know about that one real soon. In fact, that's probably going to be the
Sure
first one
will.
with points on the board.
Let's fucking
Uh,
go.
Early
All
points on
right.
the board.
All right, back
Means
to Chris
nothing, but
Davis.
whatever. We like
Is
momentum.
is this the chaos?
No, I like having early points so that Brad and Nolan get nervous and start betting a lot of money on their.
Hey,
on their
Nick.
picks.
Nick really wanted to get early points, and he ended up losing points with
Yeah,
when he bid on
Forspoken. But that was a pickup. That was a pickup. That was a pickup, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I was excited about I was excited to this year. I'm here to make smart choices. I say like way too soon.
I don't have many games left.
Yeah,
Right?
say
How
that
many
again
picks
after
do
you
we
get
have?
counterpick,
Three?
Nick.
I have like 12 games left that I think will do well.
All right.
No, you're right. I do, but I'm saying I don't have a lot of slots left. We only have 6,
Oh.
and how many have we drafted?
I just did my 4th.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
you got
you're on your
4th,
fourth.
4 coming up.
Are you 4th coming up?
Okay.
All right. No. Sorry, Chris Davis. What's your next pick?
In the year of our Lord, Nintendo Switch 2, C-Tech Astronomy Institute proudly drafts unannounced Donkey Kong platforming game.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Keep it
Oh
going.
my
Keep it
God.
going.
I love
Pull
it,
this
Chris.
shit off again.
It's not my game.
not-
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unannounced
Good
Donkey
answer,
Kong.
good answer.
Okay. You
Every time a
crazy
game not on my list is picked. Good answer. Good answer.
You crazy son of a bitch. Okay.
You want to
all right,
counterpick that, Chris? You want to make history happen again?
Carlos.
What like I love that you think you're so like untouchable, Chris. like because you got lucky on the Mortal
Because he
Kombat
did
thing.
it once, thinks
You're
he
just
can
like
make
high
magic
on your
happen.
own bullshit now. Like
Who is next? Who is next?
I'm
It's
next.
Carlos.
What you got, Carlos? What you got, you little bitch?
Give me
You might need to refresh again, Chris.
Ghost Bike.
Ghost Bike.
Okay.
Good answer. Good
Okay.
answer.
Wow.
No comments. No comments.
What is Ghost Bike?
And
Don't
a party
answer.
game
No one
by-
answer that. Look up a trailer.
We're
I
gonna
gotta say, it
talk
looks
about
incredible.
the games. We're gonna talk briefly about our lists and our games
will,
tonight.
we will.
After we do the draft.
Legit looks incredible. But
all right.
and the developer. But shh.
Nolan, what's your next pick?
My next pick is something that I'm glad wasn't picked already, because I do believe it's going to score very well. Its predecessor, I played hundreds of hours of.
I thought about doing this. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So for my next pick, I pick draft Rift of the Necrodancer.
That was mine. I was like,
Okay, I had it on my list a little bit lower.
just now.
I had
lower.
two. I was thinking. I was like, if it somehow makes it to like the 5th or 6th slot, I will either do Frostpunk 2 or Rift the Necrodancer, just so I can snipe it from Nolan. But it
those two, I had pretty close to each other. My thing is, my fear with. I love Frostpunk. That's I've put hundreds of hours on that one as well. And my fear is, we don't really know a whole lot about Frostpunk 2 yet.
True. That's
and
true.
but it was definitely on my list. But yeah, Rift of the Necrodancer, very excited. Loved Crypto the Necrodancer.
Next time, just next round, Nolan, just draft Frostpunk 3. Fuck it.
There you go.
Unannounced Frostpunk 3. All right, Brad, you're up. What's your next pick? It's like seizure. What's going on over here?
I am going to go.
Oh my god.
With words.
King Spice, baby. Unannounced 3D Mario game.
Are you serious?
All right. All right.
Fuck. That's not happening.
Wow.
Let's get this shit going.
I mean, counterpick it. Counterpick
Wow.
it. Lose 30 plus points for your league.
I'm not
I don't
touching
care.
that
Yeah.
one. I ain't touching that one. All right. Back to me again. And I get to pick 2. And I have no clue. No, I'm just kidding. I have a few games.
Howard.
I have a few thoughts, and I don't know which way I want to go. Oh God, shit.
Mario Odyssey 2, baby.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm doing. Oh fuck. Hold on.
Counterpick that 97. Go for it. I welcome you to. I welcome you to.
I bet you do. I bet you do. So this isn't my last pick, right? I still get there's one. I do two now, and then I get one more at the end. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go for my first pick with.
Now that's when it's getting good.
With
we get some juicy shit.
Oh my god. Hold on, I'm scrolling through my watch list here and just seeing if anything else jumps out at me that I should not be skipping. Let's go any number of ways. Okay, fuck, where'd it go? Okay. My first pick right now is Deca Police.
God damn it.
Wow.
At least I got to get Nolan to make that noise at least once, so I'm happy. And my second pick is gonna be.
Swear to God.
This one is coming straight from the heart. Oh fuck! I went backwards.
Do it.
Shit. Well, okay. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Okay. The next one is Star Wars Outlaws.
I like it. I'm surprised.
You're taking a massive entertainment game from me. How fucking dare you?
I'm not taking anything from you. Hey, what round are we in? What round are you in?
We are official. That was my fifth.
7th round. No, that was 7th round. Or I mean 5th round. Sorry, we were only doing 6.
Yes.
5th round.
Right.
Second to last round, and you're crying about massive entertainment. Why is that not higher on your list, Chris Davis?
You played.
You lost it because you didn't believe in it. So it's my turn.
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay. I have 2 more games.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with a game. I mean, God, it's another indie, but I trust the developer, and I know it's coming out.
Yeah.
This year makes sense to me, and I know I don't see people. I'm gonna go with Mina the Hollower.
Oh, that's a good answer.
That is a good pick.
It was not the one I was worried you were gonna pick. But
yeah, I thought you were about to go one direction. I think I had a feeling you were going in another direction, but
you know the other one for me?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it though. I can't say it.
All right, okay. Nolan.
That one I'm more confident about the release date than some of these other big indies.
Interesting. I have
Mina the Hollower, by the way, from the next full original game from the creator of Shovel Knight.
Yes.
Oh man.
Another new indie.
Another new indie.
New game, but technically not completely unfamiliar. I am going to draft The Rise of the Golden Idol.
Damn it!
That's the one!
Damn it!
That's the one I was just referring to.
That was going to be my last pick.
Was that what you were thinking I was thinking of, Brad?
That is a sequel to Golden Idol?
It is a sequel to Skate. It's in the same universe.
Correct.
It's one I'm less confident about the release date, but I need to keep that to myself.
Oh, really? Wow. They're pumping out those chapters like nothing.
I know. But this one's a new one. But all right.
All right, Carlos, what's up? What's your next pick?
Good pickup, Nolan.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm inspired for this pick. Couple of reasons why. I think I did pretty well last year with one of my titles, which was a VR title. VR is getting more.
It is.
It's getting better reception, and Asgard's Wrath 2 came out and cleaned house.
Yeah, it did.
Only VR people review VR games, so you're right.
So I'm going to add Behemoth.
I thought about that.
Okay. Good answer.
Okay. I thought about picking that up later when we know more about it, but
guys, I got to be honest with you, not seeing a lot of good counterpick bait.
Yeah, that's gonna make it interesting. All right, Davis, hit us with your most unhinged shit imaginable.
You want unhinged shit?
Yes.
You want some fucking unhinged shit? All right, I'll give you your fucking unhinged shit.
A Dreamcast 2 game, perhaps?
No. One of our most anticipated games of the past decade, Metroid Prime 4.
Oh my God, he did it. I have
don't
more
think it's
faith in an
happening.
unannounced 3D Mario game coming out than Metroid Prime 4 coming
That's
out.
gonna be the one that everyone's gonna try to counterpick.
Here's the thing. Here's the shitty thing.
Shut the fuck up!
No. Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. That game is so like even if it doesn't come out in 2024, they're not even gonna say anything because they haven't said like, you know what I
But
mean?
here's
Like,
the thing:
they don't have
Nintendo
to.
Directs happen in January, but shh, we gotta be quiet.
Okay. Did you do it already, or am I supposed to do it for you?
He done did it.
No,
Who's
keep
next?
going.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry. Hold on. I gotta add it because I forgot I was doing it.
It's
for
Retro
you.
Studios, Scud. Come on, do your research.
Metroid Prime 4. There we go. Okay. Damn, that is some unhinged shit. Look at that.
Man,
All right,
You
Ed,
want
show
it
us what
unhinged. I promised you unhinged. You got it.
you delivered.
Y'all-
Didn't lie.
y'all picked some great of my list, some greats from my list. So
I'm telling
congratulations,
you, man, we were all where
surprised
you
you.
are last year.
I surprised you at the front, but I appreciate the middle game. Oh boy.
By the way,
That's what she
is
said.
pause for a second. Freeze.
Mhm.
We all said we're going to self-police this. No one has more than one early access or remake, right?
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on it.
Okay. Okay.
In fact, I don't even think there's only been like one early access game so far. I think.
Correct.
Yeah, my game's early access. I think that's the only
Yeah.
one.
All right. What's your next pick, Ed?
Although No Rest for the Wicked might be in early access.
That's true.
Anyway,
Wait, really?
my first. I didn't say anything. Oh boy. You know.
Fuck.
This...
Am I entering this for you, Ed, or are you doing it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I think
Chris Davis.
I'm just gonna hope for something good. You know, something good.
That's all you can do. Really, that's all you can do.
I'm going to draft Genesis Games in the 5th round. Is going to draft Stellar Blade.
Oh, I got that one on my list.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't that game give you like Heavenly Sword vibes?
It gives me
Right?
Stellar Blade
No,
vibes.
I'm not saying that's a bad
It gives
thing.
me 80 vibes.
Oh, that's the Booty Blade game. Okay. All right.
Excuse me.
Forgot about that one.
All right, I put it in. So
All right,
it
cool.
should be,
All right, Crispy, 2 more picks. And actually, this is your last 2 picks.
Oh shit.
You know, fuck it all.
Now, before Crispy drafts his stuff, I have a clarifying question I want to ask. At what point can we start doing our bids
Soon as
after the
it's over.
draft?
So-
Okay,
anytime
so-
after
It's
the draft.
after the draft.
Okay, and following on that, number 2, how many games can we draft at once?
You can bid on 6
As many
games
as you
tonight
One
if you
on
want.
6 games.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And they all close on that Saturday, right? Like
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
All right, Crispy, what you got?
You looking to spend some money, Chris Davis?
Who knows?
Here's the thing: Chris Davis could bid on 6 games tonight and probably spend like $1 each because nobody wants to like.
Well, no,
Fill up
that's
their
not
list in
true.
one
If he bids on good games, I'm going to try to get them too.
Nick, did you add Behemoth to mine? I don't see it on there.
Yeah, I did. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, it's under Skydance's
there.
Behemoth for whatever
Oh,
reason.
yeah, never mind.
I wanted
Um,
Rise of the Golden Idol. I did. Damn it.
I know. I wanted it so bad.
Too bad.
Good pick, Nolan. Chris,
I
you
am
know me.
picking up. I'm gonna pick back up Warhammer 40k Space Marines.
Aha.
Ooh.
Familiar
Okay.
favorites.
My best counter pick.
Now that it has a September 9th release date.
Counter-
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
No,
And
I'm
you're-
saying
and you're-
last year. It was a good counter pick for
last
me.
year.
Oh.
All right,
Yeah.
and what's your last-
Yeah. Oh.
It was a good counterpick.
Go fuck yourself.
And your last pick
Your
of the night,
ass
Crispy.
and die.
And your
Last
little
pick
dog
of the night
Oof.
for
This
Crispy.
is weird.
Last pick.
Well, besides counter picks, obviously.
Besides counterpicks, is he going to go for unannounced Mortal Kombat game? Who knows? Unannounced Injustice game?
Dive into the madness, Crispy.
Is he going to pick up that dumb fucking Star Wars game?
Yeah.
What? What dumb fucking Star
No,
Wars
not
game?
that. Not the one you drafted, Nick. It's a different one.
No, not the one you
Okay.
drafted. I'm not even gonna say it because technically it's cheating, but no one would draft it.
Which one? Star Wars Hunters
Quantic
or
Dream one.
Star Wars?
Quantic-
Oh,
The
yeah.
one that's coming out in 2028.
Star Wars Eclipse. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one remembers. what
Hopefully, no one's
Hunters
quietly deleting it from their list right now.
is. I'm gonna pick. I hope I'm saying this right. Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
Damn.
I like it. I like
Very
it.
nice.
I'm a
Crispy,
believer.
I hope you
Davis.
remember that I bought that for you.
What?
What?
He did.
Did you buy it
I'm
for
glad
me?
I reminded him again. There was a 2-pack backer on
Oh.
Kickstarter for it, and I got the 2-pack for you and me as a reminder.
So you own it already.
If he doesn't want it, I'll take it.
When did this
Because
happen?
that's when I
When it
backed,
fucking
but then
was
my
on
credit card
Kickstarter.
changed. My credit card.
Okay, when was that?
And yes, to Zlade's point, it is Iuden. And hold on, let me pull up my Gmail to figure out when I backed it.
For those listening at home, we're talking about the Suikoden spiritual
Suikoden.
successor.
This would be on. It was August 29th, 2020.
Oh, you expect me to remember something from 3 years ago?
Well,
Okay.
I have reminded you multiple times since
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
that I backed the quote digital double pack. Of the
Well,
game.
hey, thanks, Nolan. Sorry
For
about that whole
7,500
jump up
yen.
your own ass thing.
Also, when I backed it, it's an estimated delivery October 2022.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're on track.
Yep, not too far, not too far.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Oh man, I know
Alright.
what my next pick is. All right.
Alright,
That's a long way away, Nick.
Yeah, I know. All right,
Man.
cool.
There
Ed, your last pick.
there are a lot of games that I have my eye on that I think I'm gonna push to bids. So in the draft, in the final round, I'm gonna go with Zenless Zone Zero.
Okay. All right. That's
Hey,
the
I'll
new
do-
MiHoYo game, the
Yep.
Genshin Impact devs.
That's a strong pick.
I got it, Nick.
Shit in my cereal. Are you serious?
Are y'all familiar with the?
I mean, I'm
developer?
familiar with Genshin Impact, and that's really all I need to
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
And
Their first
Honkai
post-
Star Rail did pretty
Oh.
well.
Yeah, I remember this. Yep, that's a good pick. That is a
That
good
game
pick.
looks sexy.
All
Who's
right,
next?
Chris Davis, your last pick of the night.
Wait, did Carlos go?
Not yet.
No, he's next.
God damn it! Oh yeah, you're right.
No, you're right,
He is
you're right,
after-
you're right.
Sorry, you're making
Yeah.
me question myself. He's after Chris Davis.
Okay.
Get the
I
jimmies
haven't
out.
checked myself, but I want to find out if this game is available.
Okay, you
I
you
don't
can
know
look
what
that up.
means. Just-
Well, if it's not available, when I
Nobody
say it
can
out
get
loud,
it.
nobody else can get it anyway. So
Okay. good
Wait, before you say anything, Chris. The Planet Crafter wasn't on the option for me,
You can
and I
just add
typed
it.
it in. I just added.
So Nick,
So
you tell him
even
what
if
you
it's
want,
not
and
in
Nick can
Fantasy
add it.
Critic,
So if you
As long
want,
as it
you can
pop-
add DD Megadoodoo. And
Yeah.
it's
So,
not-
DD Megadude.
If that's the case, Ed, you're gonna have to tell me how to do it because I don't know how to do it.
I want
when
to
you
be
click
clear.
draft game, you at the very bottom of the little window that pops up is a form fill that just allows you to type free.
I think it only works for if Chris Davis was to do it himself because I don't have that.
Interesting.
I'm not exactly in a
I
position
want
to do
be
that.
Clear. When whatever Chris Davis says, I want y'all to just
Counterpick it.
let
Counterpick?
Nick enter it before.
So.
I mean, here's the thing. Okay, real quick. Here's the thing, Chris Davis. If you are not in a position to log in and enter it yourself, and you say it,
Let me just-
and it's not on this list, it means you're gonna. What
You're still
gonna
committed
what?
to it. But we're gonna add it.
Is that what's gonna
You
happen?
can add whatever you want,
Okay.
It's
We'll make-
quick as soon as you say it.
as long as it doesn't violate any of our remakes / early access current rules, which obviously it's not going to, and like it has to coincide with our eligibility tags, which means this can't be like a fucking remaster.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'll just come out and say it. It's an early access game. I don't know if it has a score yet on Open
Hold
Critic.
on.
So that's
Hold on, Chris Davis. No, just say it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Last Epic. EPOCH. Last Epic.
That's
Last Epoch.
Epoch.
Yes,
Okay.
that is clear. That is clear.
Okay, that is a
Yep,
well
you're good.
loved.
It is in there.
There is a review, but it's not part of the average. I don't know how that works.
It's not a top critic, in other words.
Yeah.
Does that matter? Do we care? Does that matter?
I mean, it's not going to count towards.
It's not affecting the score.
It's not in the
Here's the thing: it's not affecting the score until it gets enough reviews.
No.
be
It's
on
not
the
a top
board.
critic, which is not going to have any impact on the score regardless.
Is that how that works? I thought you had.
That
to
is
have
how it works. Only top critics count towards the
he's right.
average on Open Critic, which is insane but true. Which is why games like Pizza Tower didn't actually get a score until last month.
All right, I'm going to allow it.
It's not very open, is it?
Okay. All right.
There you go.
And you can, and that's in the system next.
Yeah, it is. I found it.
It
So
isn't. I am very critical of Open Critic, but that's what Fantasy Critic uses.
Yep. All right.
It's because Metacritic doesn't have an API.
Carlos.
All right. I've been deliberating for a bit because this is my final pick of the night, right?
It is.
That's
yes.
correct.
Besides Counterpicks.
Let me go
Do
ahead
it,
and open
Carlos.
these war chests real quick.
Commit to the bit. Commit to the bit. Commit to the
Hey.
bit. Commit.
Are you
He's
waiting for us to open your cards?
I'm opening.
yeah, he's
my
opening his
chest.
loot boxes real quick.
God, he's really doing this. What?
Oh, dude, I paused his stream. Like, I'm over that shit.
Carlos.
All right.
For
my last pick of the night, I got a pretty sweet clown suit for my defense guy. Animal.
So you're going to put on your clown suit for your last pick. Okay.
Oh, I wanted it. I wanted it.
I didn't even hear what he said.
Yeah, he said
Animal
something.
well.
Animal well.
Oh,
There!
fuck.
That was my next game!
That's what you guys are pausing my stream and missing
This
out on my sweet
bitch!
That's
Well,
the
now-
Another one.
that's the donkey game, right?
yeah.
Yes,
Well, now I
yeah,
need to find
yeah.
a fucking.
Yeah,
I didn't think
yeah,
anyone was gonna
yeah.
pick it. I honestly didn't think.
I
anyone
almost
was gonna
That was
did.
my next pick.
I almost did.
Motherfucker! Damn.
All right. Animal well.
Yeah, this.
Well,
thing
give
has
me a
potential
second now. I
to-
didn't have another game. I have a list, but I need to figure it out.
Well, it's
This
your
is
turn,
fine.
Nolan.
I understand.
We're
Fuck.
Damn.
almost to the end, guys, and then we can.
Animal well. See, I was always worried that Carlos was gonna get the hidden indies.
Well, my thought process was because it doesn't officially have a release date. No one was gonna maybe think about it as much.
Well, no, they recently last time they
I know
mentioned the game they. Did
I know
say
they
next year.
they mentioned it was gonna come out this year. I understand that, but my hope was
It would
that
fly
there's
on
not
the
like
radar.
April 24th. Like there's not an actual date on it. But yes, God damn, give me a second. I honestly did not think anyone was gonna get that.
I like how we all think everybody else in this group is stupid.
I have a long list of games. I just need to figure out which one I want to put next.
Please don't pick the one I'm gonna pick.
This has been a great draft, by the way.
It's been. I
Dude.
think everybody brought their A game tonight. This is pretty fun.
No routine this year. You're not gonna fuck me again, dude.
You went with your heart, and that's admirable, though, Carlos.
Our picks are going to be very difficult.
Hey Prince, real quick, what's a good?
Don't that anything Prince says is ineligible for this pick, Nolan.
What? Fuck you.
I'm watching chat.
I have like 4 games. But I'm just worried about them. / I think maybe I can pick it up as a bid. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what is the next game that I honestly think one of y'all would pick up that is on my list.
Mhm,
Because like I said,
mhm.
I honestly did not think anyone was going to grab Animal Well.
Yeah, I mean,
I forgot it
I
existed.
was about to grab it. But
yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
it
Zero
is.
Skies.
It is one of the secret hot like indies.
All
Yeah.
right. Speaking of secret hot indies, then if I have to go with one that I think potentially might be on Brad's list,
No.
Fuck.
no,
This
don't
might
do
be
it.
what you were thinking of.
Do it.
Oh,
Do
no,
it.
I know what you want to say.
Do you?
Everybody
I
quiet.
don't know
wanna
if
hear
you
what,
do.
I want to actually hear what he
Um,
said.
I will say it out loud.
If you don't say it, I'll say
Sorry.
it.
Sorry, Burnett was texting me.
She's saying don't do it.
No, she heard me yelling and she was worried something was wrong.
Oh, something's wrong. Something is definitely wrong.
Okay, sorry. Let me pull back up so I can actually make the bid myself.
Oh my Christ.
My next bid then is going to have to be
A bit. It's a draft.
my next draft is going to have to be 9 souls.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking
Okay.
of. But I was was definitely one that I was going to try and bid on later, probably.
It's
Nice.
yeah, no, it's one of those ones. It's an indie game. It was pretty high on my list. I definitely wanted Animal Well over it. But since Animal Well
Souls was
taken
on my
from
list
me-
last year, and I had to drop it because it got delayed. Damn, that's nice one. Nice one, Nolan. Nice one. All right, Brad, this is your
Okay.
last pick.
So I'm feeling comfortable now because I just have Nick after me, right, with one pick.
Yes.
So
Yep.
so I feel like I have a little bit of a pick of the draw here.
Well, yeah, of course you do. Only one who can
It
get
is your
fucked
turn
was
after all.
me.
Because the rest can be bids, right?
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
And I feel like I know what Nick's gonna pick up. So
Well, it doesn't matter what I
worried
pick.
about
It's
that.
your turn.
No, I know. So what I'm saying is it'll be safe.
You
for
think you know what I'm
bidding,
going to
is
pick?
what I'm saying.
I
I'm saying what I
guarantee you're
don't
wrong.
pick. I think will be safe for bidding.
Oh.
Ooh. Wonder if it's on my list.
I think, gosh. Let me. I think I'm gonna go with the safe one. The indie
I'm
savvy
gonna-
people, like Crispy. I know no one here is dumb. I know you know.
Say it.
I'll say, Brad, I have 7 games left on my list that
Yeah,
have not been picked
I've got
yet.
a lot. So I'm just.
I'm sure my list could be longer, but I mean, these are ones that I was like, oh, I definitely want to get these ones. So I'm curious as to if it's going to be one of mine.
Okay.
I've
I'm
been
gonna
marking them
go
all
with.
red when someone chooses them.
I'm gonna go with. Yeah, my last pick. From the creator of Celeste, Earthblade.
God damn it!
That would have been my next one.
Are you fucking serious?
Yep.
Dude, I was listening to the Celeste soundtrack earlier today. Earthblade.
Something else, Nicholas.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I thought there was going to be
serious?
way more counterpick bait, and I am terrified of what's about to happen next.
Fucking asshole. Oh my god. I was like, there's no way. There's no way he's going to pick that one. Oh, you piece of shit. And I think I'm just getting the same text that Nolan got from Bernadette.
Bernadette's texting you asking if you're okay.
Yeah, Bernadette's like, I heard Nick from all the way over here. They're really okay? God, I hate you so much, Brad. Fuck.
Earthblade was up there for me, for sure.
Oh, God.
Nick, that was legitimately going to be your final pick?
Yes.
'Cause,
100%.
like-
I wasn't even going to hesitate. And I haven't even played Celeste.
You call yourself a Silent Hill fan. Wow.
This fucking
It's
poser. This poser.
You don't even know what you're about to bid on, but it would have been a good pickup.
Nick doesn't even know how many strawberries he would have fucking missed in Celeste.
God
This
damn
fucking
it,
bitch.
guys.
So
Fuck
many
me.
B-sides.
Oh,
Fuck
dude, all the
me.
fucking B-sides.
I gotta pick something now that's like equally as inspired.
Hey. No, you don't.
Or follow your heart and pick Silent Hill 2
I-
remake.
I
I
feel.
mean,
well,
there's
no,
heart picks, Nick. You got.
No,
I know
no,
you got a
I
couple
have-
heart picks on here.
no.
And you know what? You're.
I
Here's.
Mm,
Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything.
No,
Go
You know what?
Bloober
No.
or go home.
no,
Be
no, no, no,
smart. No, Nick.
no.
Be smart.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I think it's gonna be. I don't know. It's gonna
You
be a bad
don't.
pick.
You don't. This is it. You're fucking it up, buddy.
All right, my final pick for the night is Ultros.
What?
Are you sure about that?
Ultros. Yep,
Um,
it did it. It's on my list. Ultros.
Are you sure
Okay.
about that?
That I think looks like a really cool Metroidvania with a really, really cool art style. And you know,
I mean, it's
sometimes it's all it takes.
A cool Metroidvania? No such thing.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh fuck! The bottom of the list has to go first on Counterpicks. Shit.
Yep.
Is that the rule?
That's what it
Oh,
says.
Last year, that's not what we did, right?
No.
It says that Crispy's going next.
Oh,
Yep.
it's snakes. It's snakes. Okay, yeah, you're right. Counterpicks are reverse. Ooh, damn. 6 ain't so bad now, is it?
Fuck.
That's what she said.
Seventh ain't so bad.
God, guys,
Here we
I'm
go.
like
Fucking
Now
sweating.
shit is gonna get dicey. Now I need to see what everybody fucking picked up.
Yeah, I know,
because
right?
There's not a lot of meat here.
Ooh.
well, Crispy's thinking, just to clarify, if you're
Oh my
listening at
God.
home, counterpicks mean you're betting against somebody else's pick, and it locks their pick in. They can't drop it unless they pay for a super drop.
The easiest way to put it, Nick, is that we had already talked about when you're getting points, anything above a 70 is when you start earning points. So 70, you get 0. 71, you get 1 point. 72, you get 2. A little bit different after 90. That's not going to be a common occurrence. That being said, anything below 70, when it's counterpicked, earns you points. So if Crispy's pick of Princess Peach gets a 68
65.
or 65 and I had picked it, I would earn 5 points.
And he would lose 5 points.
Correct.
Also, yeah, so, all right.
He
enough
would lose
of that.
5 points regardless of the counterpick.
Yeah.
Well, correct,
Right.
yes.
Right. Crispy.
Man.
I want to talk.
Fucking-
I'm not making a pick yet. I want to talk about one of the games that has been drafted tonight.
Easy. I mean, okay, yeah.
Shut up. Unannounced Donkey Kong platforming game. Are we saying any game that comes out that's a Donkey Kong game that has platforming, whether it's 2D
It's
or
got to
3D?
be a Donkey Kong game. We'll know.
If
Yeah,
it's
it's
2D
first.
or 3D?
2D or 3D. He says platformer,
Yeah,
right?
it's not.
Well, what showed up
official,
on
yeah.
his list?
In Fantasy Critic's database, it is listed as unannounced Donkey Kong platforming game. I think Mario is the only series where it makes the distinction between 2D and 3D. Because
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, there's only ever been one 3D Donkey Kong game.
yeah, I don't think you're going to see a 2D and a 3D Donkey Kong game in the same year.
Between Chris Davis and Brad, they collectively think that a 3D mainline Mario game, a Donkey Kong platforming game, and Metroid Prime 4 are all going to come out this year.
But between the three of them, yes.
The two of them.
Or sorry, between the two of them. Yeah, I know how to count.
Well, in
Because Chris
Metroid-
Davis alone thinks he's going to get an unannounced Donkey Kong game and Metroid Prime 4, which is...
Well, Metroid Prime 4 has been in development long before the Switch even came out. We know that it rebooted a couple years ago. This may be the time. And then Donkey Kong has been a persistent,
You are
consistent
sharing
rumor
too much
for a long
info.
time.
You're sharing too much info.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm just telling you what the facts are.
We should.
This
I know,
is the game.
we should not be having these conversations until
Well,
after
if
the
he's
whole
trying
thing's
to fend
done.
off the counter,
No.
I guess it
You
makes
can
sense.
have you can say as much as you fucking want, but understand that this is the game.
Yeah.
Like Chris is actively working against his self-interest right now.
I'm just saying. Last time Chris double picked me for counter picks.
And he's about to
So,
do
like-
it again.
Okay.
I could be wrong. He may not, but it's tempting, I'm sure. Man, I'm gonna get the worst picks. Worst.
This is tough, dude. We have to do this 14 times.
Yeah, but we haven't even started yet.
How dare you eat cheese, kid? How dare you?
There are not 14.
So what is this? I'm going to get first pick and then last
First and
pick?
last, just like
Correct.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was me last time, Crispy. And honestly, that's I don't want to say I got fucked. Definitely because my second pick should have been negative points for the person who ended up getting it. But I was fucked because by the time it came to me, that's the thing with being in first place is you are completely fucked when it comes to counter picks. Because 13 other games in this case have already been counterpicked. You think they're picking like the best, you're kind of left at the bottom of the barrel with most likely a game that's going to earn points.
Come on,
Wait, so
Crispy.
my
counter-
God.
we have to
What
pick.
are we
We
doing?
pick 2 counter picks in a row.
Yep.
Two, not in a
Not in
row.
a row.
Not in a row.
Shit.
Not in a
No,
row.
It's
We
a snake
snake.
draft.
Snakes. You're gonna
Okay,
do one,
so
and
what
it's
you
gonna come
what
back.
you said
to
about 13 games is
For
it's only
Crispy.
7 or
Well, it's 7
like,
one
for
direction
Nick.
and then 7 back. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
For Nick, he only.
because-
Sorry, I rephrased.
Yeah.
I forgot because Crispy's picking
I just
first.
wasn't sure. That's
Crispy's
what
in a bad
asking
scenario
One to
here.
do. It's going to be your second one that's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there was more counterpick bait last time.
Yeah.
But we still got to pick something.
People are
going
a lot of good games.
Shut up! Everyone just shut the fuck up! I'm going to take one for the team because I'm counterpicking it, it's probably going to come out. Metroid Prime 4.
Ooh,
Okay.
That was my number one counterpick.
That was going to be my first counterpick as well.
Crispy.
So.
Trust
When
me.
that game comes out this year, you can all thank me. All right?
Oh, thank you.
I think you're a brave soul. All right.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay. Ed, what's your first counterpick?
Would you like to hear me tell a joke?
Can you counterpick yourself? Can you go ahead and counterpick Flight Simulator, Ed? Just do it.
That would be a horrible decision. That game.
For every point I get, it gets negative point.
Wait, think about that specifically. Like, if that game turned out to be like a 65,
it's
like,
not.
It won't.
No,
it's not.
But hypothetically speaking, regardless of what the game is, like, theoretically, couldn't you cancel out your loss if it was a bad game?
You can't counterpick.
We are taking too much time here. We have done one counterpick.
Just a thought.
Have we even done the one?
Yes, we did one.
Right. We've done
It's my turn.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go.
I'm thinking. It's hard.
This should be the easy one.
Yeah.
We should.
This
These
should
pauses.
be easy, especially for you, Ed.
All right. I'm making a list.
This is one of those
the games I
situations
wanna
where everybody just
counterpick.
needs to accept that people are going to lose points for counterpicks in this year, for sure.
It's gonna happen.
For sure.
But you just got to hope that everyone loses a relatively equal amount.
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right. So that's the number one I'm counterpicking. After Metroid Prime.
Y'all be careful because Carlos sniped Ultra Kill last year, and that was super savvy and I don't think anybody really else was paying attention to that release schedule. I sure wasn't, and I drafted it.
All right, go big or go home.
Yep, that's what they say.
As my counter pick, Genesis Games drafts No Rest for the Wicked.
Smart.
That's a good one. That's
a good one. That's a good one.
Can somebody explain to me why?
He Googled it. Look, it's not a goose egg for you yet, but that game is launching in early access.
It's launching in early access, and there's an announcement in March, so I'm hoping for a year long.
But if it hits 1.0 before the end of the year, it looked very far along, and I've seen high profile, like, kind of more prestige-y games launch in early access and then kind of, as more of just like a beta period. So
yeah,
it's not dead yet, but it is launching in early access.
It was a game.
I literally did not know that.
Now the thing is, the reason I hesitated when you drafted Lost Epoch, which is currently in early access and does have a date, is can you have 2 early access games? And you can, but you only have one because you only drafted one, which is Last Epoch. Yeah. No Rest for the Wicked is not currently in early access, so it is draftable as a non-early access game.
I apologize. I did not know this.
No, it's nothing you need to apologize for. I apologize that you didn't catch that because it sucks, and it sucks.
But hey, Brad, was that the pick that you thought I should do?
That's the pick. That's the pick. And you knew it because you almost said something earlier.
I know.
Chris Davis, what's your first counter pick?
Okay. All right. Looking through here, there ain't a lot of good options here.
No, there's not, but we have to.
I'm going to hedge my bet on this not necessarily being bad, but not releasing this year. Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade, okay. There we go. Stellar Blade.
I'm not comfortable with how much of the game they've shown just so far.
Which is not much.
Which has not been much at all. And I can't tell how much of that is actually fucking gameplay.
And Ichi's makes a pretty good point in chat. He says Stellar Blade also could be a 70. So I think that's
also. I would ask y'all to please be quiet. If y'all please don't start typing info about these games into chat.
Let's just get
please,
through the
Counterpicks are very strategic.
Please
so please be
DM me
quiet.
directly on Discord before
Or
you type it in
DM
chat.
me, yes.
I
Or
will let
me.
you know if it's an okay thing to post in chat. So just before you do it, let me
Nolan's
know. I'll let you know.
Name is at Brad or whatever the fuck Brad is.
He doesn't know what his fucking name is.
Oh, my Discord name is.
All right, Carlos, what's your first counter pick?
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it to Davis. Donkey Kong.
God.
That was my
With the
that was my
triple
number
threat.
one.
Yeah, there we go.
Just
All right.
A bunch of
You're
these
crossing
for
off my potential
everyone.
ones, and I
Everyone
hate
gets
it.
one of these.
I'm unhappy
He
here.
set himself up.
All right, Nolan, what's your first counter pick?
Dude, it's getting tough now, man.
Oh my god, we're never gonna make it to the end of the counter picks. This is too hard.
This is
It's
this
not.
is hard.
It's one of those things where it's like it's not that I like. Oh, I want to root against this game. It's like
No.
I don't know. Out of this entire list, I don't think there's too many that aren't coming out this year. I think we fairly safely picked a decent amount of games that are pretty likely to come out this year.
We're eventually gonna have to start counter picking games that we know are probably gonna be pretty good.
Well, no, and so that's the problem, and that's why Crispy's in a bad scenario. But I now have to think of what on this entire list of games do I think is going to score as close to a 70 as possible, which is fucking
Or
tough,
not
man.
come out. Or not come out.
But that's I don't know how many of these games aren't coming out.
I'm sorry.
I honestly think most of these games are coming out this year.
I think we played it a lot safer this year than we did last year. And
that's the problem. All right. Hold on.
Come on, Nolan.
Sorry, Bernadette was texting me again. I don't know how she always knows to text me when I'm up for picking stuff.
She's giving you tips.
Exactly.
She's feeding you information.
Fuck. All right. I'm gonna hedge my bets that I think this game is going to score, but not well. So my first counter pick is going to. Oh, you have to select it from the drop down. I didn't realize that.
Oh, I hate this. I hate this.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Damn.
That's a safe pick, I think.
I think it's gonna score. I don't think it's gonna score like super well. I think it's gonna be positive, but I think it's gonna be in like the mid to low 70s is my hope.
All right. Good pick. All right, Brad, what's your first?
Good pick. Didn't you draft it? Who drafted that?
I did.
Yeah, Ed did.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
I appreciate the player. No,
it's nothing personal.
Yep.
Whatsoever. I'm looking out for me.
No, that's the thing. There's fucking nothing. Jesus Christ. None of this is easy.
Yeah.
None of this is easy. I'm going to go with oh my god. I don't like this. I don't like any of this. I think I'm gonna go indie just because indie games review soft. Some of
them do.
You're thinking like the game in question may come out and be really good, but it won't get enough reviews to qualify on Open Critic?
No, it's just critics tend to they pay the indie tax. Like even if it's a great indie, it like caps out at like 82.
Indie tax. It caps out. Like it's not gonna secretly be crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck.
I am nope.
I am nope.
I am.
Yeah,
I hate this. I hate
I'm
this. I hate
considering-
this. I hate this. I hate this. I'm going to.
words, Brad.
You know
Game
what? I changed my
Spice
mind.
hates this.
I'm counter picking Space Marine 2.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
do
think
that to
it's
Crispy
gonna be
while he's
fun.
not in the room.
I don't think this is a game that's gonna do crazy numbers. The first
Fair
one
enough.
is loved and it's low 70s. So
All right, I get to do both my counter picks right now.
Also, I think that developer's kind of mid.
All
That's
right.
fair.
That's fair. All right.
It will come out though. I'm not counterpicking based on delays because we don't have a lot here. We don't have a lot. Nick gets 2 now? 2 counterpicks?
Yeah.
Oh no,
It's
he's
a
gonna
snake
take
draft. It's a snake draft, baby. All right.
There's a slippery snake.
Slippery snake. Okay. Fuck me dead. Okay. There's one thing I'm thinking about doing which is completely unhinged.
Oh. You going after the M? Because bring it, motherfucker. Trash your league.
No, that's not what I'm thinking.
Trash your league.
That's not what I'm thinking.
I can
Believe in
super
the
drop
Donkey
this
Kong,
shit.
Nick.
You can't. You're stuck with it. So you either get 0 points, which is good, or you get negative 30. Yeah. Counterpick Silk Song. That's not even the one I was talking about. My God,
All
they're
right.
dumb.
Okay, so my first counterpick, and I think this is probably more of a I don't know if I believe it's coming out this year. And also we know almost nothing about it at this point. So I'm going to go with Behemoth.
Ooh.
It is pushed back to late.
Yeah, that was on my
big
list
mistake.
of things to counterpick. But my
is
fear
that
is
Saints and Sinners developer?
to Brad's point, if it does come out, like VR games that are decent rank really high. They get good reviews.
That's why it's a risk. But also
Saints and Sinners got 83 last.
And
the last game. It's like okay. I mean,
I could see it slip.
Horizon last year, I think was an excellent game, but it tapped out at 80.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You got
my
one more.
second. I know. Fuck. Oh god, I could just do something really spicy right now. But I think it'd be.
Hit us with the spice, motherfucker.
I think it might be really fucking crazy to do that. And God, the other one I want to do is like I don't know if I have a lot of faith in it, but God, I want it to be good. I want it to be so good, but I just don't know if it's going to be.
Wow. Do it. I just want to say you're a fucking coward for not drafting Silent Hill 2 or Stalker 2. You fucking coward. Your heart is ice cold. You don't believe in your own games. You fucking coward.
You say all you want. Who says I'm not going to bid on this pretty quick?
Because I want to counterpick both of them.
Exactly, baby. Exactly.
I know. That's the thing. We're being smarter this year, and it's driving me crazy.
Brad would counterpick democracy. Ukraine,
easy,
man.
Easy,
Come
buddy,
on.
easy, buddy. That's literally the reason I didn't counterpick it last year. Literally, and that was a very safe counterpick.
It was,
which is funny because
Okay.
This year, yeah.
Okay,
I would have counterpicked it.
All right, I think I'm going to go with Black Myth Wukong.
Fuck you.
I like it. I'm a non-believer in this game.
Yeah.
I think this is all glitz and no substance.
I hate
but
you so much.
I also think it has the potential to be really good. But here's no. Okay, I shouldn't say what my other one was yet. Okay, because that is not the one. That is not the spicy one. I decided to shy away from the spicier one because I don't want to actually fuck myself this year like I did last year. So let's go ahead and send it on over to Brad for his second pick.
So this is tough. Obviously, second round of counterpicks.
Yeah, they're all.
Honestly, I don't know a lot about some of these games, but I'm gonna go indie just because I don't believe in indie's success. Indies fucked me last year. So I've seen some of the best indies.
And he's a racist.
I've seen some of the best indies get like low 80s, and I don't.
Yeah,
can you believe
he's
Outer
not.
Wilds?
He's not wrong.
Can you believe Outer Wilds is an 86? One of the literal best games ever made. It's okay. The truth is, I don't know much about it, and I feel like me not knowing much about it means I think this is going to be low 80s at best.
Don't pick mine.
Say it, Brad. Say it.
Don't pick.
Let me make sure. DK did get counterpicked, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm crossing out all the.
I've got 3 more games that haven't been counterpicked. Brad, do you want to go ahead?
You got 3 more? What did you pick up? That does seem like a lot for you.
Brad, spit it Spit it out, Brad.
Metroid Prime got counterpicks.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the other ones are coming out, and I believe in those. So you're good.
Don't pick mine.
Okay. I think Ultros looks really cool. Honestly, I think it looks cool, but at this point, I'm just trying to like. It's an indie, and indies
you're
are
right.
so easily slip into high 70s or whatever, and I don't. Honestly, I think it looks a little sluggish, so I'm going with Ultros.
Okay. There you go. Ultros.
Yes,
All right.
None of this is easy. None of this is easy.
You're right. Nolan.
All right.
Sounds like you
It
have one
doesn't
in
feel
mind.
dangerous.
I do have one in mind. And I'm going to say similar to kind of Brad's point, obviously we've had a lot of really good choices. And you're picking from not the bottom of the barrel. You're literally having to pick out of the top of the barrel. And so I'm going to go with one that, to Brad's point, I feel like it looks good, but it won't review as high as I think it should. And I'm going to go with Ghost Bike.
Ghost Bike.
Ooh, okay.
It's risky for sure.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
I almost don't want to say it. Do you know the developer?
I did, but then I forgot because I was looking them up earlier.
That was the only reason I balked at it. It was the only reason I got scared.
Oh, it was the people who did what was that game? Nidhogg. Thank you, Nidhogg.
I think it's
one
a
of their
solid
big ones.
counterpick because I believe that game could easily not come out this year.
That's the other point. Is like I don't know, dude. It's all fucking tough, man. Like I don't know, but that's that. I had to go with something.
We're so close.
I had
guys.
one other option.
We're so close. Then we can talk about our lists.
We got this. We got this.
Carlos, come on, Carlos, hit us with spice.
I almost
Brad beat me
counterpicked
to Ultros.
What?
Brad beat me to Ultros.
Oh, you're a non-believer? It's a really pretty game, and let me tell you, people are graphics whores. And it's about like emotions,
me
and
included,
stuff or something. So this potentially dangerous. The thing is, this has a February release date, so that never feels good. I will 100% lose points on this.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't happy about counterpicking Company of Heroes 3 last year.
Yeah.
This is a really pretty game.
Yeah, but you know who makes it? It's one of the people that made Hotline Miami.
What?
Yeah.
You say that like that's somehow bad.
That's not good news for me. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, it's good news for Carlos.
I love
But he didn't pick up
very
Ultros.
flat way he said that. That's hilarious.
Oh man,
got him.
Wait, Hotline Miami's good and very well liked.
Hotline Miami 2 is not though.
Okay, but that's just one of your dumb Carlos takes. Hotline Miami 2 is fine.
All right. Man, this is really hard.
We got this, guys. Just got.
Carlos is here to play because he didn't draft routine.
Man.
Hotline Miami 2 did score a lot worse than the first.
Yeah, I did.
They call it the sophomore slump, guys.
That was very divisive. Holy shit. Some people really scored it low. Some people scored it really high.
1 second. Give me 10 seconds. I need to do something real quick.
The sophomore slump is the reason I was scared of some last sequels.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
Let's go. Shot clock. Let's go.
Come on, Carlos.
Come on, y'all can't rush
Pick something, or we're gonna make it.
Mina the
Follower.
Follower.
Counterpick Final Fantasy.
Oh the shit!
Yeah.
You're counterpicking Mina the Hollower?
It's not coming out.
You don't think it's coming?
You better hope it doesn't.
I got bad news for you.
I mean, it was slated for 23.
Not just slated for 23, it had a month. It was December 23.
It was December.
And when you have a month, that shit's closer than you think.
Man,
That's fine.
Well, like we're at the point where we're all taking risks. All right, Chris Davis.
Okay. All right. At this point, there's nothing left that is.
Everybody's taking losses on this thing. You
Yeah.
just gotta accept it.
Yeah, but this is Chris Davis, which means he can't.
Stop talking, Brad. Let him think.
Okay, sorry.
This is very, very difficult.
There's some higher.
You took
profile
Blacksmith
ones here.
Wukong. I really wanted that one.
Okay. Racist.
Yeah, I can't wait
All
for
right.
you guys to eat it on that.
No, that has
Me.
potential to be really. I was looking at when I was thinking of like drafting shit. I was looking up some trailers of that, some more recent stuff, and holy shit! If that game is good, it's gonna be real good.
Yeah.
Basically, it just has to feel good to play, and if they pull
Yeah.
that off, the production values in that thing are fucking insane. But I'm a non-believer. This is a biomutant situation potentially.
Hey. That's a little extreme.
Okay.
All right, Chris Davis, come on.
All right.
It's already been counted. Wait. Yeah, never mind. Sorry. Say it.
I don't think this developer can go 3 for 3 in a short time span. So
They already had 2 wins. Okay.
I'm going
Let's
to
hear it.
go with Zenless Zone Zero.
Ooh.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's
Damn,
fair.
Taking risks.
Games as a
Taking
service
risks.
could drag it
Games
down.
as a service.
Could drag it down.
Also, we can talk about it later, but there's things going on in China.
All right, fire back, Ed.
There's always things going on in
What's
China.
All right. Just a second. Let me look. It's hard to read what the not counterpicked games are when
Everyone's
Yeah.
counterpicking. No. Go to the webpage. It's all the ones without the locks.
I know,
Yeah.
but I have to scroll down through a bunch of different
Yeah,
things. I'm looking.
scroll up
Get
and
a
down.
better
looking-
scroll wheel.
I'm looking at the drop down list. All right.
The shitty thing is the drop-down list doesn't eliminate games that have already been counterpicked.
Mm-hmm.
It
Wait.
just gives you
We're
the full
going
list.
hard for
No, it does.
Japanese,
for me.
Asian.
It might be
health
because I'm the
games.
manager or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
I think it
man.
had the whole list for me when I was looking at them.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Blacksmith Wulong is not, or whatever it is.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Never mind. I take it back.
Yeah. Site
Ooh.
sucks.
Wait, who got Dragon's Dogma?
No
Me.
one did.
Oh my god, you got Rise of the Golden Isle and Persona.
Yep. I got some pretty good games.
Fuck.
NGL.
I'm looking at people's list now, and I'm like, shit, we did better this year.
If I could just choose these ones from these lists, my list would be great.
Yeah. If I could just draft my own list without y'all here, it would be so good.
Exactly.
Nick's got some big games on his list. You know,
Yeah,
I know I
you
was
did a
talking shit
little
about your
good
heart
this year.
No Silent Hill, no Stalker. You're a coward.
I'm happy about my list, and I'm happy about the games that I have written down that I haven't. added
I
to
got
my
more.
roster
Yeah,
yet.
I got more games written down.
Yeah, I feel pretty
Yeah.
good.
Who's
all right.
counterpicking here? Oh, I got
I am.
plenty written down.
And you know what? I don't feel so scared about Mina. Nolan took a pretty big hit last year with Hogwarts Legacy.
That game
pretty good.
scored way higher than it
It
fucking
did.
deserved.
That was an overperformer. No
Way
Very
one
true.
expected it to
fucking
do that.
higher. It is bullshit. It's not an 84. It is closer
No.
to a 74. It is fucking
That's
bullshit.
true.
But what I'm
That's
saying
true.
is
But let me.
one bad counter
Which game?
is an
No
People
comment.
weren't wearing rose-tinted
Hogwarts.
glasses. They were wearing rose-tinted fucking masks that
Rose-tinted
covered
cloaks.
everything.
Okay, guys, can we get these last few picks out of the way, please?
No,
Come
we
on.
can't, Nick. Let them talk so I can concentrate.
That's the hardest part.
on picking
We're
the
still.
counter-
This is still shorter than a regular podcast.
It went by pretty smoothly, I would say.
Yeah.
Last year there was a lot more debates.
We
about,
have 20 minutes left before we've surpassed the length of last.
No, it was
last
2
year's
and a half.
draft.
It was 2
We're
hours,
fine,
15
we're
minutes.
Fine. We have another person here. Someone needs to vamp though. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah,
bring it up.
good.
That, you know what we're talking a little bit in chat about. You know, we talked about Hogwarts, and I have to harken back to that fucking. I think it was an IGN review where they were just like, "Oh man, the game is so repetitive, and this is boring, and I don't like the environments, and this is horrible." 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I did read
They
that
were
review,
scared.
and that did jump out at me as very suspect. I did like
All
the
right,
game.
Ed's ready.
I
Ed's
don't
ready.
necessarily
What you got?
disagree.
And before Ed, I'm glad you're ready, and we're going to get to you in a second. And Nick, you know what? The game was okay.
No, I
It
agree.
was not an 84.
I agree.
It scored
I agree.
way higher than it deserved.
That
All right, what's
I
up, Ed?
definitely agree with.
All right. So I'm not certain on this, but I'm hoping
Who really is?
that it's picked that a B team is working on this. I'm going to draft in the second round counterpick Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
So that has you.
It's too late.
That
It's
That one's
in.
a big
So-
who knows. That one's a big who knows.
yeah, for sure.
Some people want that
Yep.
to be really good, but it's been in development for a very long time.
Platinum
Mhm.
helped with it, baby.
That's true.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
that's-
Hopefully it's the B Platinum. Hopefully it's Transformers Platinum.
Hey, they came in
Although
to
all
help
those
with
people are probably laid off by now.
Platinum
Hopefully,
came
it's
in-
the Legend of Korra Platinum.
It
Platinum
had trouble
came in to help
development.
with the
It had trouble
combat.
development. Platinum
Yeah.
got kicked off that project as well, so it's that game's had a long, weird development. So I think
mean,
that's
like,
a pretty smart savvy.
There's some other ones that I was looking
Yeah.
for, but it was
Who's
tough.
left? Just
All right,
crispy.
Just crispy.
All right, what you got,
Oh,
motherfucker?
fucking hell.
You coming for the big M? No one else has done it.
I know. I feel like it's crazy that nobody's taking that. But I
Because no
also
one wants
don't
to
wanna take
instantly
it.
tank their league if it gets announced.
Shut the fuck up, Brad. just get back up, okay? Just like give me some space here.
I also have another one that I feel like is probably wouldn't be
There's
a
some
terrible
soft ones
idea.
here, but no hints. No hints. No hints.
Shut up! Shut up! God damn it! I hate this fucking game. You know what?
That's all point and laugh at Crispy. I'm just kidding.
I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy to expect as a given that a new 3D Mario is coming out this year, but it has also been what 7
2017?
years,
Yeah.
since the last one, and a lot of rumors about them making one. I don't know. It's fucking weird. I feel like the safer thing for me to do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna counterpick Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh,
Because
you bitch.
that game's
Good
either
pick,
not
good
coming out
pick.
this year or it is coming out this year and it might be mid. The last game
Yeah.
they did was that fucking Avatar game that was mid
Yeah.
as shit.
Yeah.
Yep,
So-
71.
All right.
I think it's not going
I-
to make it. I think it's going to.
I almost
I
did it.
don't think it's gonna come out this year. I think it's
It
gonna
was
be next
close.
year.
It's a
I
good
was
one.
thinking about
It's a good
picking it
one.
because they clarified. They're like, oh, it's late 2024. So I would not be surprised if it gets pushed a
Yeah.
little farther. So
Yeah,
that's a
real
good
quick.
pick.
Yeah,
So
we're
one thing
always
I
gonna
want to
do
say
this.
before we real quick get to Nick, real quick, I have 0 counterpicks on my games.
Fuck you.
That's real quick about Star Wars Outlaws. The outlet that said the thing about the late 2024 was not even directly from the publisher, and the publisher had to come out and clarify, saying that we have not specified a time of year it's coming out. And
Outlaws?
yeah, they just said it's
Yeah.
coming out 2024. They have not said anything about the time or anything.
Yeah, it's
So
fucking
somebody
Ubisoft.
else took it upon themselves to assume late 2024. They might be right. It's probably an educated guess. And to me, it honestly feels like a fall winter
I
kind
hope
of release.
to God. I hope to God it doesn't come out, because if it does come out, my only hope is for it to be mid, and I don't want it to be mid, but
Oh, I see. Yeah.
it could be. And that Avatar game, like the scores that Avatar game we're getting, doesn't fill me with hope.
Hey, I will say
Yeah.
this.
You-
I will
you're
say
hoping-
this.
You're hoping for a bad PC port as well, Chris.
Which
A bad
is
PC
entirely
port
possible.
Is what killed Avatar, honestly.
Also,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Avatar thing.
Yeah.
Look at the IPs. Like people just. I mean, I know Avatar is like one of the most successful like film franchises of all time, but I feel like the attitude towards it in like the gaming discourse is much more negative than like when.
I mean,
you talk to
people are getting. Star
Oh yeah,
Wars
because
fatigue as
people are
well.
so positive about Star Wars these days.
Exactly.
That is true.
Like-
I mean, like
if you look at the reviews for Avatar, it is bad PC performance, like in just the Ubisoftification of it that's bringing it down. You know, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, I
I
think they have-
never would trust Ubisoft. I mean,
I mean,
Well, they
massive,
can be trusted.
like massive entertainment, like doesn't really impress
So
me that
I
much.
will say the reason Avatar was on my list last year, I had nothing fucking else. My games got pushed back. I had to choose something, and I chose
Yeah.
that like December 3rd. There were like
Yeah.
the Game Awards announced nothing. Like at that point, there was just literally nothing coming out
Listen,
that year.
I want you to understand this is gameplay, right? Like
I think that's a
love
great
Star
pick,
Wars.
Chris.
I really want Star Wars Outlaws to be good, but I can see enough avenues where like there's no way it comes out this year and is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
here's what I'll say about that. The one thing I will say about Ubisoft and Avatar and whatnot is that like what they did prove is that they have no problem dropping a big game like that in December.
Sure.
So there's that as far in the argument for them releasing
Yeah.
it this year.
Yeah,
I
I
also
don't know.
feel
I
like-
could see them putting Avatar out to die and then being okay with that.
Yeah,
but
100%.
Star Wars,
Yeah, I mean,
Star
there's
Wars is an October game.
there's
Yeah.
more minutia with because Star Wars and Avatar are both Disney properties, right? But there's I am willing to believe that there's more minutia in the contracts that get drawn up for a Star Wars game that maybe aren't included in an Avatar game's contract, right?
I think
Yeah.
if Star Wars misses October, then it's going into 2025.
I could see it in November.
Yo, I'm surprised Hellblade made it to round 3.
Yeah. I think Hellblade is gonna be like high 70s. Low 80s.
The problem with
tops.
Hellblade is that it's art, and you can't fucking trust gamers with art. Like, you know what I mean?
Microsoft gave that unlimited money to be their God of War. That's what I feel.
But that
surprised.
doesn't necessarily mean anything. You can throw billions of dollars at a game and have it be bad.
True, but
Yeah.
it might
Hellblade
be
1
bad.
was an 84.
It could
Hellblade
be
1 was
bad,
an
but
84,
like the first one was great and got like a pretty okay reception. I'm saying like I think people
Oh, I thought it was good.
I think it could be great in a way that like just doesn't review well.
I think this.
No,
here's the
for sure.
thing. I think gaming more than like other like when you think about like movies and whatnot. I think games have a tendency especially with the first immediate sequel, have a tendency to trend upward wildly. Like
Yeah.
the sophomore slump, I don't think is nearly as much of a thing with video games as it is with movies and whatnot. Because like just look at like Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2, and just there's so many examples where the direct sequel just being a bigger, better, more ambitious project, which makes sense because obviously you're building off the success of the original and like you get more
the
money
assets
and
stuff like
So
that. Engine
and I'm not trying to poop on your parade, Nick.
But you're gonna.
But my argument there is you're talking about games from like 2008 or 2007 to 2009 around. And I think that's like game development was still. We were progressing with fucking like 3D still then.
I know.
And so I really do think that.
And we were also really cool with crunch culture.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I honestly think that now the differences in between games isn't so much. I don't think people are so much more excited about more pixels or more
No, but like,
flops or whatever.
The Last of
And
Us-
so
The
I
Last
think
of
when
Us
it
2
comes
says
to
hello, Red Dead Redemption,
No,
Red
no.
Dead Redemption 2 says hello. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. It's nothing necessarily.
Oh, sure, but this is not
but that's
Red Dead
that's
Redemption.
still-
Red Dead Redemption.
those
2
are still
is.
pretty big gaps in technology there. Comparing those two games, I still think that
You're
the technology between Red Dead and Red Dead 2 and the technology between Last of Us
I'm
and
not
Last
even
of Us
talking
2
about-
were pretty big reaches, and not just like visuals, but what you can do with a system. What
Sure.
I'm saying is Hellblade to Hellblade 2, I don't think is going to be that. I don't think anyone's going to look at Hellblade 2 or Senua's Sacrifice, Senua's Saga was Senua's
Senua's Saga,
Senua's
Hellblade 2.
Saga. And look at that and be like, oh, it looks so much better than the first one. I think
But
it's going to look extremely comparable to the first one because, like I said earlier, it's a very like story-driven, graphics-heavy game, and so I think if it was very unique when it came out because of the 3D audio, for sure. I fucking loved my time with Hellblade. It was a great game. It immersed me like crazy. I don't know if 2 is going to be so much better than 1.
Here's what I'll say, and this is why I drafted it. Is that I think Hellblade 2, especially considering how much I think Microsoft is putting a lot of money into this project. I feel like this is probably going to be their most ambitious project that they've ever done. I think Hellblade 1 to Hellblade 2 is going to feel like going from a B tier game to a AAA game.
Really?
I get the feeling this is a much bigger game than that.
It's basically the front piece of Microsoft's marketing. You know,
yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
And it's also taken them a lot longer to develop than the first one, which obviously could come down to a lot of different things. But you're right. There's a certain amount of risk that I'm taking with that game, but I do think it's going to be a more ambitious project, not necessarily from a technical standpoint, but from a gameplay and just scope. You know, because Hellblade 1 was like a 6 or 7 hour game. I have a feeling this is going to be a much bigger game.
How much chatting are we going to do before Ed starts talking about the next topic?
I don't know, just a couple minutes. What's up?
Oh,
Ed?
Okay.
No, I was gonna change the subject, but I don't think there's gonna be a 3D Mario this year. I wasn't brave enough to counterpick it.
I started that fight.
But it didn't get counterpicked. So
they just released a 2D Mario game. Like Nintendo is known to hold on to games for so long, right?
Look, dude. It's been a long time since 2017.
Odyssey
I'm confident that we're going to see a Switch this year, a new Switch this year, and this makes too much sense for me.
Here's the problem. I think Ed is right. I think Ed is right. But the scary thing is here, Nintendo almost always has something, right? Like some big thing to kind of like anchor their entire year around, right? And if not Mario, then I think it does have to be Metroid or Donkey Kong.
Here's the thing,
the most consistent rumor out there has been that it's a Donkey Kong game from the mainline Mario team.
Yes, I know, people. It was my
think
round
there's not going to be a
4
Switch
draft
2
pick,
this
and
year.
we have a super drop. It's the only reason I did this, because that dice roll, if it happens, is huge. If it doesn't happen, it didn't get counterpicked smartly because no one wants to tank their league. Then I find something else. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, you're right. I just thought when Chris was talking about it during his yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's other spice in here. No one not getting any counterpicks is spicy.
Guys, on that note, do you know what the spicy choice I was gonna make for my counterpick was that I chickened out on at the last second?
What's that?
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Fuck yourself.
Oh my god.
That's not spicy. That's dumb.
Dragon's Dogma 1 guys, Dragon's Dogma 1 on Open Critic is like an 80.
It's fine, dude. That's
from a different time.
Different world. This thing is gonna do numbers.
That was like a pre-Dark Souls.
I think it's gonna do numbers.
Dark
I just
Souls
don't know if it's. I think it's still going to suffer from the same thing the first one suffered from, which nobody cares about the story, or pawns are kind of janky and dumb. You know what I mean?
I think that's going to be the case.
This is a post Monster Hunter blow up world. This is a post modern.
You have said it yourself.
RE engine. Everyone loves Capcom.
You have said it yourself. Watching the trailers for Dragon's Dogma 2, you've been like, I mean, I'm excited, but it looks like Dragon's Dogma.
I've never not been confident in that game, though. I've only said that the trailers have been bad, and they're bad for marketing, I think. But this game is going to be crazy good. And the critics, we live in a world where Dragon's Dogma, whatever the scores were back then, is now like a legendary hidden gem. It is a loved game, and when it came out on PC, it was huge. It came out years ago.
So that's what I'll say. I'll say when Dragon's Dogma came out, first off, PS3, Xbox 360.
It was late PS3, right?
It was kind of late. It didn't run amazing. Yes, I will agree that they tried to do more than they should have. So yes, it had some limitations. To Brad's point, I feel like it's one of those things that, it's like an Arrested Development, where it's become a cult classic after the fact that people were like, oh shit, we didn't realize what we missed. Dark Arisen was fucking amazing when it came out. And then when they released it on PC, holy shit, everyone was all about it. So yes, I will say that the original scores are definitely low, but I do think what we've seen and what has been learned, I think Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be.
There's a reason I chickened out, because I do have faith in that
true.
Game.
Yeah.
So I was just bringing it up because it's something I was considering, and there were a lot of tough choices to make, and that was one of the ones that I was like.
To Ed's point, tough choices. None of my games got counterpicked.
So how about and just like off the cuff, if you can do it off the cuff, what would be your third counterpick?
Me?
Oh,
or any of us, all of us.
Okay,
Anybody?
okay. The only reason I want to maybe table this discussion is because people can still drop games. This is still an ongoing game. You might not want to say, oh, by the way, your game secretly sucks, because then they're just going to drop it, down the line.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, Brad. I could also say that, like Ayuden, I could see it getting pushed again,
but not out of the
as
year.
an example.
Yeah, I don't think
I could.
Ayuden have a.
Does that have an official release date?
It's been firm on March for quite a while.
Yeah. It has? I didn't realize that.
I think that might have been an okay one, because I think that could review soft, because this is sort of a developer who's doesn't put out hits. It's a Kickstarter dream game, which is never a sure thing. But
I say that as a backer, not even a backer, a double backer. I bought 2 copies of the game.
My baby. I'm too in for that one.
In the prologue, the Rising game that came out by the same developer, was pretty soft too.
Yeah, you're right. But here's the thing, Ed.
But it wasn't enough to push me over.
Here's the thing, Ed. That game fucking sucks, and it still scored pretty well based on how it played.
It was.
And if you look at every review, they were like, "Oh, I love the personality and the characters. Like this, it's a very nice like world." That can translate to a much better RPG instead of a shitty, shallow, repetitive action game, which is what that game was.
Why I didn't pick it again.
Okay, real quick, the last thing
could end up being pretty.
The last thing I'll say about counterpicks. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
finish your thought.
We're done with counterpicks. For future reference, be afraid of the reviewers of Japanese niche games, because they like games more than they're the ones who review the games that they know they're gonna like, right? Like a Trails in the Sky, like a Trails of Azure or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I fucking picked up last year. Like Falcom games, like East games, Trails games. The people who review those are the people who are already invested in those series, and they review well. And I could see
review
something
well
like
because,
an Ayuden being like a this is our game, Suikoden's back. Sure, it's not perfect, but we're giving this shit a 9 and not a 7 like IGN, because this is our shit.
You're not wrong.
That is one of the reasons I was shy about Grand Blue as well.
You know what?
Yeah, but the thing is, they might fuck that with games as a service. They might.
Let's go.
Just like Zenless Zone Zero or whatever.
Let's not go.
Can I talk about that real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it was announced, I believe, in mid-December, that the Chinese government is coming out with new regulations when it comes to monetization of games. And they're potentially pretty fucking big. Like within 48 hours of the announcement of these rules, Tencent and NetEase lost $80 billion in value. They're talking about
to them, by the way.
They're talking about banning daily login rewards, as well as first-time buys and rewards for consecutive buys. And
they talking about one login policy? Is that what's going on?
God damn it!
I feel like China has been talking about this shit. Like they've been doing this shit for decades. I feel like, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like these MiHoYo games are, like so many others, based around that kind of monetization model. And so, if I were these developers and the publisher,
and if they're less monetized, then they'll probably just review better.
You're supposing something. I just think that, like, I think MiHoYo has settled on a established formula for their monetization, and because of these new rules, they're going to have to reformulate, and that means delay.
And these are
Or they just not gotcha games anymore.
No, it has a very early February date. Oh wait, were we talking about Grand Blue?
No, we're talking about
Zenless
Zone Zero.
Let's wrap this up. We'll be Discord chatting about these games all year.
Yes.
Zenless doesn't have a date.
Okay, so that we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here. So first of all, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We'll be, as obviously this is an ongoing thing. We do it all year long. If you're interested in kind of participating and being part of the conversation and stuff, and kind of keeping track of these things, because we still have, each of us still has 6 games to pick up to fill up our rosters for the rest of the year, and we'll be bidding on stuff and there'll be just like last year. There'll be tons of conversation and discourse around these games on future podcasts as well. So,
well, Nick, before we wrap up, why don't you give one final rundown of everyone's games?
Oh God,
I'm on board.
Oh no, that's
Just
42
real quick,
games. Don't do that.
I mean, just like a real quick high level. Don't even like just.
Yeah, just read the title.
Just say the title.
How about everyone goes over their top 3 games that they're glad they got?
Or we could each say off our full list. It is only 6
okay.
people.
We need to say it right again.
Okay,
Nick,
say our list.
All right.
My list is Final Fantasy
order.
VII Rebirth, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink,
Hellblade,
which was Counterpicked, Hellblade 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Decapolice, Ultros, and my counterpicks were Behemoth and Black Myth Wukong. Brad, your list.
In draft order, I drafted Hollow Knight Silksong, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door Remake, World of Goo 2, Believe. Speaking of Believe, unannounced mainline 3D Mario platformer, Odyssey 2, 2024, baby. Mina the Hollower, which was counterpicked by Carlos. He's a dick. And then Earthblade from the creators of Celeste looks really good. My counterpicks were Space Marine 2. I just think Saber's kind of mid. And Ultros, which is a game I honestly don't know a lot about. Please don't do well.
All right, Nolan.
Alrighty, my picks were Dragon's Dogma 2, gonna be great. Persona 3 Reload, gonna be fantastic. The Plucky Squire, which was one of my games that got delayed from last year. Rift of the Necrodancer, one of my games that got delayed from last year. The Rise of the Golden Idol. The first game was so fucking good. This one's going to be good too. Nine Souls. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It looks really good.
It was on my list last year for a reason.
Yeah. And then my counterpicks. Yeah. My counterpicks. Sorry, let me rephrase. Nobody counterpicked any of my games.
Fuck up.
I almost went for Nine Souls just because I was looking for someone, maybe soft indies, but
my counterpicks that I chose were Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown and Ghost Bike, which to Brad's point is iffy, but you got to counterpick something.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos.
All right, so my picks were like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. People love these games.
It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good.
2. People love Frostpunk. I like Frostpunk.
That's gonna be
Sky Dances Behemoth. VR title. VR titles are doing a lot better.
Like VR Shadow of the Colossus is what it looks like.
Reception. It's the studio that made the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners.
Which is a great VR game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Animal Well from Donkey's Publishing Studio.
I wanted this one. I wanted it.
Perhaps the best snipe of the night.
Ultra Kill. I counterpicked this last year.
Yeah. I wasn't brave enough to counterpick it.
It didn't release, and it's coming out this year. It would have been a bad idea to counterpick it this year. It's coming out for sure.
Yeah.
And Ghost Bike by the devs. It's an Annapurna game by the Nidhogg dev. And my counterpicks are unannounced Donkey Kong platforming game, because obviously, and Mina the Hollower because let's see what happens.
Okay, you gotta pick something.
I got some news on Mina the Hollower. I just looked up their Twitter, and like mid-December, they posted that they're hiring a gameplay programmer.
Hold on. Did they hire Milkshake Duck? Because if so, did y'all hear? Milkshake Duck was on Epstein's jet list. On the flight list.
Within 15 minutes of learning of him.
Jeez, I wanted Animal Well. Look, we don't know enough about it. It could be a fucking rain world. We don't know. All
right. Chris Davis.
All right. So not in order of draft, but my picks were No Rest for the Wicked, which I did not know was early access, but hey, who knows? Anything could happen. The unannounced but heavily hinted at Donkey Kong platforming game from the mainline Mario devs.
Does it say that, but heavily hinted at?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot. Go look it up. Metroid Prime 4, the low game that absolutely needs to come out or just fucking cancel it. One of the two.
If this game comes out this year, Chris Davis is 2 for 2 with like absolute miracles.
Also, Last Epoch, an early access game that I'd heard about for a while. It's like the better part of like Diablo and Pillars of Eternity. Also, Unicorn Overlord. That was my first pick. I'm very excited for that one. And Metaphor Refantasio, the next game from the Persona devs. And I counterpicked Stellar Blade and Zenless Zone Zero.
Metaphor
nice.
is one of my counterpicks.
Yeah.
All right, Ed, you're up.
Brave enough. All right, y'all. So Genesis Games drafted Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, a game that is in the
Pick from the
90s.
heart,
The previous
Look,
one
that was
in the
always going to be
90s.
a first round pick for me. So.
All right, good. Except it wasn't because you picked a different game.
Well, yeah, if I was lower,
Damn.
I was happy with my first round pick.
The Planet Crafter, which is currently overwhelmingly positive on Steam by
Hey,
far,
real
and
quick,
is coming out of
real
early
quick.
access this year.
It looks good. How come we didn't set the rule that to draft a game, you have to be able to run it on your PC? Because I don't think any of us could run Microsoft Flight Simulator.
It's true. It's true.
Damn.
Not my kind of PC.
Maybe with my new computer, maybe.
You run on your
Maybe Chris
Xbox.
Davis.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which was counterpicked. Zenless Zone Zero, which was counterpicked. Rise of the Ronin, PS5 game, Team Ninja.
I thought about that one
go.
too for a counterpick, but I decided
Stellar...
not to bet against it.
Ooh, that would have been.
Yeah, don't bet against
Oh,
Team Ninja right now.
Wow.
Yeah, Team
Uh,
Ninja's not.
I mean, okay.
I
never
mean,
mind.
Wolong maybe like bet against Wolong.
I mean, that was their
but this is
lowest
open world.
scoring, but it was still like an
Yeah.
81.
Mhm.
Stellar
That had a
Blade,
disaster PC port.
which was honestly a reach for me, so good counterpick on that. And then No Rest for the Wicked was my counterpick. And Grand Blue Fantasy Relink were my counterpick.
All right, and Crispy, take us home.
Fucking hate this fucking game. I picked
That's all.
Tekken 8. Tekken 8, which is
Mhm,
coming out very soon.
Yeah, no.
Princess
it's very
Peach
good.
Showtime.
Toss up for me, but I wasn't brave
Avowed.
enough.
Yeah, me too.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
Avowed escaped
Fancy.
counterpicking because who knows if that's actually hitting this year.
I was thinking about it, but I was so worried about it hitting.
I trust Obsidian. Continue.
Yeah.
I picked up Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 again from last year. That one was counterpicked by Brad.
Let's trust Saber Interactive. Sorry.
Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
Euden.
Euden, which apparently I already have a copy of. And Black Myth Wukong, which was counterpicked by, I don't know, some coward up here. Who was
Me, I did it.
It was Nick.
But I hope I'm wrong, kind of, but not for the sake of the game.
And then my counterpicks were Metroid Prime 4 because
Obvious reasons.
I don't see a way I can lose there. Like either the game comes out sick or the game doesn't come out and sick. Like, and
Wait,
then
you think it comes out and it's bad?
No.
no, I think it comes
I think
out
there's
and
like two
Metroid
options.
Prime 4 came out and I get to claim karmic victory
Oh, I see what you're
over
saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
over
yeah,
finally forcing Nintendo's hand.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
And then my
Wars
last
Outlaws.
counterpick was Star Wars Outlaws.
The last counterpick of the night.
I'm not.
So
I don't not believe it. I just don't believe that it's going to come out this year and also be good.
It's a
I
gamble.
think
it was a gamble.
I think one of those things can be true.
My list.
That
It
was.
written
I'm
on
gonna
my
be honest.
counterpick list.
I'm gonna be honest. On my list, Star Wars Outlaws was the one from the heart.
Yeah.
I think I felt pretty strategic about everything else, but Star Wars
kills me.
Outlaws was the game I want more than
Dude.
anything to be good.
Look,
You're
and Nick,
shitty
you're
Silent
like
Hill
a
hating
you're like a fake fair weather Star Wars fan. Like I live and breathe this shit. It really hurts
So
me.
so
You
a
know, like-
couple of points I wanted to bring up real quick. So first off, Brad had mentioned when we started earlier that we have super drops this year.
Yep.
One.
One. We have one super drop.
You got to buy it.
Nick, Chris Davis, and Ed all have 3 counterpicks on their games.
Yeah.
That's
Don't forget. You have to use that
Toward
super drop by July 1st.
And you have
Correct.
to buy it for $40.
you have to pay for it. $40, which is we all start with 100, so that's almost
Yeah.
half of your money.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so that's one thing. Secondly, out of the projected points
Shut up.
as
Don't
of
you- don't you-
today,
Oh, shit.
Crispy is number 1 on projected points.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
It's
he
got a
is.
check-in, right?
Let me tell you projected points, whatever. But
Hey,
Brad,
I'm just
Brad,
saying, as of today, Crispy's
Actually,
projected
here's an
number
interesting.
one.
Here's an
I want to
interesting.
add, because we didn't mention it earlier, we still have one drop for a game,
Regular drop.
unconditional, if we
Mhm.
think if we just change our mind, as long as it wasn't counterpicked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So real quick, maybe an exercise would be to screen cap the projected points this year right now and just kind of see how it compares at the end when we get the final thing, just
It
for
will
fun.
be very different.
It'll be very different, but it'll also be interesting to see just how much those points really do matter. And two, and this is just kind of more of a general thought and hoping that some of this actually transpires this year because it didn't last year. I'm hoping we actually have some trades happen this year because trades did not occur.
Hey, I offered up a trade last year.
A lot of us
offered up a
did,
trade.
and it just never came to
It's
fruition.
tough.
So
I mean, there's no incentive to trade, really. I mean, it's all what the offer is, and none of us like the offers. So
yeah. So, anyways, again, guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll be carrying this on all year long. If you're a reminder, we have 20 community members signed up to do their own leagues. So we're going to have 4 community leagues with groups of 5, and we're going to be setting those up, and they're going to be doing their own personal drafts this coming weekend. So thank you to everyone there who's participating, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how those drafts go.
wait a minute.
Oh my God, Brad.
fuck.
I got to finish this podcast. Let me finish it.
I know. I just think it's funny that 3 big ones from your list last year, Stalker, Suicide Squad, and Silent Hill, no one touched this year.
Hey, Silent Hill 2. Here's the thing. Last year, my list was mostly picks from the heart. This year, I was trying to be a little bit more strategic and keep my heart picks lower. I could still bid on those, and I probably will. I'm going to be totally honest.
Go for it.
You're
but-
gonna bid on Suicide Squad?
No, not
Please-
suicide. I wouldn't touch that
please
with a
do.
10-foot pole.
All right, sorry. Continue.
Anyways, thank you for listening. Again, we'll bring updates to you periodically on the regular show about how things are kind of playing out, and of course, this always leads to fun conversations throughout the year. Ed, thanks for being a part of it this year. I can't wait to see how everything
thank you for
turns
having
out.
me.
Good. This is a ton of fun.
Thank you, Crispy, for inviting me over a drink in South Austin bar one time.
Is that a true story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he's we're not all the most sociable crew.
We randomly ran into each other at the same bar 3 different times.
Yeah.
You travel in similar circles.
The scary part is that means one of y'all was in there constantly.
Yeah, it's the bar my roommate works at.
Well, there we go.
Well, there you go.
Nick, thank you for hosting this and doing such a
Very
good job
welcome.
setting up the league.
You did a very good job.
Your effort is appreciated,
Thank you. Much.
despite how much you were about to tear shit up yesterday.
I was about to flip a table yesterday, but I was off my game yesterday too, just in general. So sorry, I may have taken that out on y'all. But anyways, we'll be back next week. Next week is actually going to be our 2023 award show. So we'll kind of look back at the year prior and give out some awards. We're aiming for a little bit of a leaner show this year, so fewer categories, more succinct. But it's always fun to do that anyways. Also, big shout out to all the community members who submitted their top 10 lists this year. I think we had a total of about 48 lists, which I think is a bit higher than we get last year. So I'm in kind of the process of figuring out the community top 10 based on those rankings. And we'll be drawing 2 names from that list to give a free game to, and we'll announce the winners at the start of next week's show. So in the meantime, guys, be good to each other. Play video games. Good night. Oh, and our top 10 videos, we're going to get to work on those, and we'll have those out soon. Sorry. We'll see you next week.
I like my chances.
Bye.